Hello, gang. Greetings and welcome. Saucy, thank you for 12 months of being subscribed to me. That's pretty cool. Thank you for giving me your money. Happy homework stream. I'm a little more low-key today. I'm not VTuber acting as much because I'm trying to get my fucking work done, but I'm here, I'm alive. Hello, Orin. Welcome to stream. How are you? Everyone say hi to Wizard Orin. This is a friend of mine. He's potentially gonna stream with me. We're gonna play Minecraft at some point, right? Yeah. So today is not a usual muffins day. Today is I'm doing homework and forcing you guys to keep me accountable for doing my homework kind of day. Yes, sir. Minecraft, rah! Yeah, whenever we get back to normal streams. I don't know, potentially before debut, but probably after debut, just knowing what my schedule is like. We will Minecraft, we will SMP. I haven't played Minecraft since like 2021, so it's gonna be sick. Yeah. I hope everyone's well. It's funny, I pushed back this stream like 3 times too. I was like, oh, we'll start it at my usual starting time, my usual 10 o'clock, my nice little 10 o'clock start. And um yeah, that didn't happen. I woke up this morning and I was like, I actually don't want to do that, and it's cold out. And so I decided that I was going to do a little more other work, other unrelated work in the morning. Did that for a few hours. Then came here when it wasn't stupid cold out. And then I was gonna start stream at 1. It is 1:55 because Saucy and I were watching a show and we decided to just like finish the show. But regardless, I am here. We are homeworking. I am also going to be doing homework and cleaning up the mess from finishing Niku's new tank. How exciting! How exciting! Hopefully, I'm interesting to work with. I feel like I always get self-conscious about doing homework streams because I'm like, all I'm doing is like sitting here mumbling to myself in my sketchbook. But if if not for you, they're partially also for me because it's the same mentality as like doing your work in like a cafe or a coffee shop or whatever. And like I feel the social pressure of there being other people here. No, that's so real. I do the same. Good. Okay, I feel less alone. And then, I mean, I can't see what you guys are doing, but hopefully like being here with the chat makes you feel a little more inclined to be productive. Yeah, so that's the plan for today, which means I'm not gonna chat too much because I've already put this off for about like an hour more than I was planning to. I'm gonna see it on Thursday. Oh, so exciting. Very exciting. I I technically, so we're doing chat for the rest of you who are not in this class. We're doing like illustrations for like Rolling Stone magazine. Not actually, but like that's the pitch. That's the kind of thing we're designing. Uh, I have mixed feelings about this class, gang. Um, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty easy, whatever. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'm not very like emotionally invested in this project. So yeah, I'm technically done mine. It's probably pretty rushed. It got the like I think I devoted like 4 or 5 hours to it yesterday, and that's it. I am probably gonna post it. Yeah, it's post worthy probably. I'll put it on the Discord at some point. I drew my favorite band. I drew Bears and Trees, which was fun for me. I am only invested because I get to draw my Shayla's wonderful. You have not finished a sketch. Good luck. Good luck on finishing the sketch. I went into it like I'm gonna render. I'm gonna be so good at rendering. Um and I gave up. I gave up halfway through. They have basic shading. That's what we get. But let me just talk about what we're doing for this project. I have 2 free days to work on it, so hopefully I can just log in. I wish you the best with it. I wish I had 2 free days to work on just that. Uh, we are zoomed in. Weird. Where's my sketchbook? Let's center my sketchbook and hopefully not kill my tracking. I'm still figuring out the desk setup thing, gang. I am actively not doing my thesis paper. Shh, it's okay, it's okay. We're all just trying our best, man. I have, like, I have a written thing due for my one art history class. Like, technically due tomorrow. And I have not started it, so we're gonna see. I do have a little while to work on it tomorrow because that class does not start until 3:30 in the afternoon. But yeah, we'll see. I might take an extension on it. I'm able to if I need it, so OMG, the EV mat's so awesome. Yeah, it's from the super premium collection of Prismatic Evolutions, which I'm just definitely glad I spent so much of my money on. Okay, so for this class is like all about doing our research. So look at this. Look at all this research that I've been doing. And the idea is that we are supposed to adapt a fairy tale into kind of whatever we want. I like this one a lot more. This one feels more like a proper illustration character design class because we get to like do a little more of our own work and chase a little bit more of what interests us. So we get to pick any fairy tale and adapt it in like pretty much any way we want. So that was very exciting for me. I ended up picking Cinderella because Disney's Cinderella movie is very, very special to me. And I am adapting it, as you might be able to tell now by this little Sailor Moon I drew in the corner. I'm turning it into a magical girl story. Because if there's one thing I love in this world, it is magical girls. Currently, I'm cooking lunch for myself and my wife, BF, but then I'll do homework. I trust you. I trust you. You'll get to that homework. Such a fun project it is. I've written more in research than I think I've written in like quite a while, but I'm having fun. It's a really good project. I love your writing. It looks very pretty. Thank you, Destiny. I don't know if we're looking at the same handwriting, man, but thank you. Kaz, thank you for the hydrate reminder. Where's my water? Cheers. You can see my glass. So I did like a bunch of writing about a bunch of different stuff, and then still a part of it. Ignore that. That's for a different project. What's up, my homies? How are y'all? I'm doing pretty good. Little sleepy from starting stream like an hour past when I said I was gonna start it, but we're here. We're gonna do homework. It's gonna be okay. And then here's what I did for it last week. A lot better than mine, that's for sure. I'm sure it's not that bad. I've seen some pretty rough handwriting, man. I got to watch Disney's Cinderella, as I was saying, very special movie for it. I got to about this point in the movie and started bawling my eyes out. Like, actually, I had to pause. I was in tears. I had to get up and, like, go take a little walk. I don't know why. I have some hunches why it got to me so much. It's been a little while since I've seen this movie. I really liked it as a kid. There's some, like, nostalgia and emotions going on. Anyway, I got halfway through the movie and I started fucking sobbing. So that was a very, very fun experience for me. It's a fun movie to draw. They've got a lot of really interesting visual language, so I'm gonna steal some of that. Chat, you better be getting straight A's. That's damn right. Do your homework if you have homework. And then after that, I drew some inspiration for my setting, which I'll explain in a moment, because you guys probably can't read that sticky note very well. So, I like mashup cities. I like when media does mashup cities. I like Big Hero 6, when they have the mashup between San Francisco and Tokyo. I think that's really cool. I wanted to do one of those. I thought that would be appropriate, because, you know, a lot of... You passed your final, currently on break right now? Ooh, lucky you, I'm jealous. I'm trying to... Okay, so... I need to stop trying to read chat and explain things at the same time, because I'll, like, get distracted by a chat comment, and then I'll come back and try and, like, tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm like, and it's gone. The thought is gone. So I wanted to use Japan because it's a magical girl story. So many magical girl stories take place in Japan. I hit my microphone, shit. I love particularly how magical girl stories, the magical girl story. I love how Sailor Moon draws Japan. You guys seen the backgrounds in the original Sailor Moon? They're so good. I love them. So I want to do some of that. And then the other one I have here, the other one I want to combine it with rather is Venice, Italy, because Venice has a very rich history and still have it's like one of their main things is glasswork and glass blowing. And you know what a big thing in Cinderella is? Right? Right? We see my through line here. That's the inspiration. Also, hi Zunu, welcome to stream. Kaz, thank you for reminding me to sit up straight. Glass blowing mentioned. Yeah, I've been to the big glass blowing workshop in Venice. It was so fucking cool. I love it. And now I get to draw it. And now I get to make everything out of glass because it's Cinderella. I'm so jealous. It's definitely worth going if you can get there, but it is a very expensive trip. I need to see if I can find any pictures of it because I do have pictures from there, and if I can find them, I'll show you. I was in glassblowing as part of my major. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, very bad at it, but it's so fun. It looks like a lot of fun. I was always scared at like just accidentally putting molten glass directly on my skin because that is something I would do by mistake. And then I did these little shape language studies where I looked at some of my chosen media and kind of just looked at the blockiness or the lack thereof of blockiness of how their shapes work. And we're gonna like integrate this all into the visual language of my adaptation. I don't recommend it. I can imagine it is horribly unpleasant. And then I watched some Sailor Moon. The Sailor Moon is pretty awesome. Are they snow blowing outside? I hear something loud outside. Do we need to do that right now? I am streaming. I watched Sailor Moon. I drew a couple of their backgrounds. Look at this. Look at how pretty. Would probably be prettier if I had watercolors, but whatever. And then I looked at glass. I drew a lot of glass. Snow. Hi, Zunu. I'm fucking sick of the snow. I know it's only January. We typically have snow until like at least April here, but God, I'm done with it. It's too cold. Me loves snow. I'm so happy for you guys. I am counting the days until it's hot again and I can like drive my car like a normal person. How cold? It's actually not cold today. I think it's like oh, I actually have my temperature up there. It's 3 degrees out right now. It has warmed up significantly today, yeah. Snow gave me some free days. The cold is peak. Well, I'm happy for you for that. I used to love winter as a kid, and I think that's very much due to, like winter is fun. I just get to go outside and like go sledding and make snowmen and all of that kind of stuff. And then I get to go inside and like have hot chocolate. And now when it snows, I have to drive in it. I have to commute in it. I have to take the bus and the train in it. And it's just generally an unpleasant experience. The hot chocolate also doesn't hit the same when it's not after like a long day of sledding, so I want it to be hot out again. Muffin's waiting for the humidity to return. That is so true, Zunu. Our winters are so dry too. My my poor hands look wrinkly and old because they're so dry right now. Okay. Let me actually try and get rolling on what we're supposed to be doing today. Nice chat. I appreciate you all being here to keep me accountable for doing some homework. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Kaz. The air is denser in winter feels good. I don't know. Muffins, the concept is going crazy, by the way. This is great. Thank you. Oh, I'm touched. I think this is one of the better ideas I've had in a while. I felt like I was having a full like what is it like a full Jimmy Neutron brain blast moment when I thought of the glass thing. I'm like, holy shit! I'm kindness maxing today. You're doing so well. A few days ago, I was sitting in what felt like minus 41 degrees Celsius weather. I am still cold. Oh no. Good luck, good luck. That sounds miserable, Destiny. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow I may be evil. As long as you're not evil to me. I give you permission to be evil to other people. Okay, so what are we doing? I said I wanted to do some more sketches of Japan and Venice, or Tokyo and Venice, not the whole country of Japan, specifically Tokyo, and slowly try and like integrate them into one another because I really haven't got there yet. So let me open Google. let's open Google up and let's try and get that running. Put that over there. So much going on. The one thing I struggle with when trying to find images of these places is like every image on Google. This is especially a problem for Tokyo, but it's kind of for like any city you look up. They are like the most like travel agency ass pictures. I'm like, no, what does a normal street look like? Which I guess like partially makes sense. It's like if you're traveling, you're gonna take pictures of the stuff that looks spectacular, but I want to know what like the normal is. And it's a little bit harder to find that. Okay. Let's go. Let's go take a look at some stuff. Let me get you guys a little window up here. Genuinely go to Google Maps and drop yourself in a random street. I do that all the time. You're so smart. You're so smart, Orin. I'm gonna do that. Okay. You guys can come with me to Google Maps then. Oh, there's my Google search. If this shit like pops up with my name or anything, I'm gonna be so mad. Let me hide this. Because it is like on my personal account right now, and I would like it for it to not be there. There we go. We'll go on to this one because I think this one I genuinely do just have my name set as Muffins. Okay, that's a little better. And let's not have it zoomed in on the city that I live in. Let's not dox myself. Where is Japan? There it is. Okay, let's go to Tokyo. GeoGuessr turned me into a Google Maps monster. That is so fair. I have tried to play GeoGuessr. I have had some success. There are certain places that I've been really good at guessing, but a lot of the time I feel like I am not very good at GeoGuessr. I think it takes like a certain level of skill that I maybe don't possess. Okay, let me like drop myself somewhere and then we'll go into Street View. I'm not showing this to you because I am actually scared of doxing myself. Okay, there we go. That looks like a random street. That's a little better. My geography autism is too powerful. It's an issue. Only an issue if you make it an issue. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so big. Okay, there we go. There's Google Maps. I'm really liking this building here. Looks like it's just like a little apartment or condo, but I fuck with how many plants are outside of it. So why don't we draw that? Can I also like have my chat, please? Thank you. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, you got it, Kaz. Why is OBS is full screen for some reason? Okay, let me arrange my tabs. Good. Okay. You'd think with like two monitors with 2 monitors. One of them, what did I fucked up my name. Sorry, gang. You'd think with 2 monitors, I'd have a way easier time managing all this shit, but I think it has actually made things harder for me. Now I have too many places to put things. There we go. There's the playlist we were listening to whenever it chooses to load. I think it's just I have an ad blocker on. Okay. My chat misbehaves. I'm turning off whatever I'm doing in info. I actually do not know who that is, Oren. Please share. I have heard the name. I actually don't know how to say it even, but yeah, I was gonna say if you can info dump and if you feel compelled to info dump, please share. I'm putting gloves on. I don't want to deal with this right now. Guys, the gloves I wear on stream for drawing and stuff getting a little bit nasty. He's infamously canceled on Twitter.com. Off to a good start. Although I was having a conversation with Saucy about, like, now it's kind of like a badge of honor to get kicked off of, X.com. He is the man who caused the first ever documented customer complaint. Interesting. From from Mesopotamian times. Okay, this is taking a different route than I thought it was gonna take. This is actually interesting. Look at that, chat, we're learning! Told a woman shitty copper after being known as the Copper Man. She inscribed a bad review into stone. I mean, sometimes the customer experience is just that bad that you gotta complain. I feel like I'm drawing this, like, way too small. Where is my eraser? It is still preserved to this day. That's actually crazy. I love that. I love that for them. Now I know. I'm more educated than I was 2 minutes ago. Thank you, Warren. My tracking is also having a field day today. It's partially because... Also, his name is pronounced Ian Nasir. Okay. I probably wouldn't have gone first try. Thank you. Yeah, so partially because I have my webcam down, it interferes with my tracking a little bit, which I need to figure out a solution for it, but this sketchbook is, like, kind of big, so it's hard to move the cam out of the way. And then B, also my hair is just falling into my face a lot, and tracking really doesn't like that much. Maybe by the time I debut my new VTuber, we can have the tracking sorted, but... jury's still out on whether or not I'm going to be able to do that. I gotta plan what stream day actually looks like for debut day. Let's have a chat about that. What do you guys want to do on debut day? Other than listen to me yap about my model for a full hour, because, like, it's my debut. I get to do what I want. I spent, like, half a year on this model. I really want to talk about it. Where's my camera? Now I worry we're too zoomed. I definitely want to play, like, some online games. Some Jackboxing, perhaps. Like, it wouldn't feel right to just do my normal stuff, but, like, a sketchbook, perhaps. Perhaps we paint. I don't have them over here right now, but I do have, like, a bunch of canvases in my car that are supposed to come live at my studio here. So we could do a canvas. I haven't painted in quite a while. We could do one of those. It is also, like, my affiliate anniversary, so that'll be really exciting. You guys will get notified that it's, like, a celebration stream. I actually do not know what I actually do not know what celebration streams do because I've never had one before, but it's almost my 1 year affiliate anniversary, so that's pretty cool. We've passed the 1 year anniversary of me accidentally leaving my stream on for 10 hours overnight and delaying my affiliate status by a full month. Jackbox, sketchbook tour, 2 hours of yapping about the model because it's crazy good. Thank you, RN. It'll be something like that. I would love to show you guys some sketchbook stuff, but I think the fact of the matter is just that I don't have any sketchbook stuff that's like very far along right now. Maybe that'll change in a few weeks and I'll have some stuff to show you, but I'd be happy to. I don't know. Perhaps some mining and crafting if we can get the server up by then. That would be fun. I have been like chomping at the bit to play some Minecraft, so Minecraft would be very fun. Minecraft, I believe in us. I do too. I just the real barrier to entry for me right now is just remembering what my Minecraft password is. And if I can't remember what the password is, which there's a good chance like I do not know what my password is, challenge number 2 is remembering what the email for the Minecraft account is. So, yeah. You have lots of time. That is true. I was gonna try and do it today, but then I didn't stream for like a full hour that I said I was gonna stream for. So, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how time looks. My perspective on this is so off. Good thing it's just for concepting. Really what I'm interested in here is just like all the plants and greenery. And so far I've been drawing none of the plants and greenery. Just this little building. Very shitty rendition of this little building. I am so ready to be debuting the new model. I know it's all I've been talking about for like 2 months at this point, but you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea how excited I am for the new model. You will never hear me shit on the current model that I'm using because it is like meaningful and important to me. However, I am also willing to wholeheartedly embrace the fact that it's like not my best work and I am just really excited to have the new one. First day of a new series and first day of a new model could go crazy. You are right. That's a good point. I'll give myself 1 full week to fully do a stream layout. That's more time than I give myself to do stream layouts. I have set up stream layouts with like less than an hour to go before my stream. I set up stream layouts on stream sometimes. As long as you got like the basic stuff, you're fine. Do you have your PNG tuber yet? That's what I'm curious about. I want to see the little wizard man. That is so bad. What the fuck? I swear I can draw buildings, guys. This one is just not happening. It's fine. It's fine. It's part of my visual exploration. I don't want to erase it because I have to do like 2 pages of this. The shittiness is just part of the learning. Haha, no. My basement minion slash BF has not had time to help me with it yet. Aw. I'm sure you'll get there. I guess that's worth asking too. Are you planning on doing like any fancy layouts for the stream, or is it just like pretty rudimentary? You really can go super basic with stream layouts. I'm definitely inclined to overthink it like all the time because I watch VTubers and I think VTubers kind of infamously have the most like detailed, crazy stream layouts ever. But oh, my layouts used to be extremely detailed or crack cocaine, so we will see. It's either like beautiful moving elements or 20 GIFs plastered around the screen, no in between. I think it'll depend on what I'm doing per stream, and that does make sense. I'm just excited to see you stream. I need more stream buddies. I have missed streaming so badly. Yes, it's so fun. I kind of can't believe I've been streaming for like two years, a year and a half, something like that. So crazy that I actually don't remember how long I've been streaming for. I started in like July, so like halfway through 2024. So that would be, yeah, about a year and a half. Last time I streamed was 3 years ago, and I streamed for 4.5 years before quitting. That is some crazy dedication. These plants look bad. I'm probably not going to spend very much time on the rest of this drawing because I kind of like don't like how it's looking. So let's just like move on to the next thing. Cause yeah, I am done. I'm done with that one. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? Oh, I like this. I always really like whenever plants like grow on stuff. It makes me incredibly happy. It was 70% Minecraft and 30% friend swap. That's a pretty good ratio, I think. I like it. That's cool. I like this. Let's draw this. I always love watching people do friend swap games, but then a lot of them I can't really stream because I haven't really had streamer friends. I mean, Saucy and I played Peak a little bit, which did work, but and chat loves Saucy. Now that my brain has developed, the streams will be whatever the hell I want, unless I'm playing something with muffins, and that's a good ratio too. Honestly, I think if you can like build sort of your character as a personality streamer, it's fun. It's kind of freeing to be able to do whatever you want, I think. And I mean, it does kind of mean that over time you can develop an audience that's kind of on board for whatever wild shit you feel like doing that day, which is cool. That's why I love my chat. You guys show up for pretty much everything, and you're awesome. Art, love you. Yeah, I think there's such a charm in that, especially with like all of the stream advice being like, oh, you have to find your niche, you have to find your audience, whatever, whatever. There is value in that, but like, I know. I also don't want to follow like a generic social media icon road to success, you know what I mean? My niche is my niche is I made it the fuck up. Yep. And that's the best niche to be in. A lot of yapping and not a lot of sketching going on here, but that's cool. Actually crazy how much my brain is like not present in this. I'm like, I just want a character sketch. I want to get to the part of this project where I'm allowed to character sketch, which is soon. We're going to be doing that in a little bit today. But I need to do more environment studies first before we character sketch. So that'll be like the little treat. I'm also probably going to take a break at some point during stream and I'm going to make myself coffee. Cause that's I've something I've started doing on my homework days. I have an espresso machine and I have like my fancy little espresso cup. And like whenever I feel tired, typically around like 3 or 4 in the afternoon for my work days, whenever I feel tired, I'm like, okay, it's espresso break time. We're gonna have some espresso. And then I do that, I make some espresso. And the caffeine helps. Nice, and it's like a nice little motivator for me too. Like you've got this far, have a little espresso break, have a little treat. Me, but with smoothies, I'm addicted. Ooh, smoothies. I have not had a smoothie in so long. I used to really like be real into smoothies. But I don't know, I just haven't had like the energy or the motivation to make them lately. Must go feed my basement minion, but I will return. Have fun. Tell him hi. I got really into smoothies for a while, and then I worked at like a frozen yogurt place that also served smoothies. So I was like making myself smoothies there daily because we were allowed to make ourselves stuff if we wanted to. And I hated it, so that was like the only thing keeping me alive there. And I made so many smoothies, and now I really don't. I feel like I could probably like make a really mean smoothie using the same techniques because the smoothies we served there were actually like genuinely pretty fire, but I really don't think I've made a smoothie since then. Let's continue our walk here. Ooh, more plants. I'm a big fan of this building. I like this building and all of the stuff that's going on in front of it. That's very cool. Let me adjust here. I think part of the weirdness and perspective here comes from just like the Google Street View lens being like a little bit funky, warping the perspective just a little bit, but whatever is what it is. I'm gonna draw the interesting buildings and we're gonna deal with it. Do we want to draw more? I like tempted to draw more Sailor Moon screenshots also. We'll see. We'll get there. I have time. I have time. And honestly, in as far as like research for this project goes, this section actually isn't that heavy. Like my past 2 weeks I had way more to do than this. This is pretty light work for this class, which like I really like this class, but it is a ton of work. But it's like this class with the workload that's like double my other class. I just like it so much more because like crazy thought, if you give me projects that I'm interested in, I generally just like do better. And this one is a winner in terms of that because it's a project that, like shocker, I get to kind of define myself and express my own like creative vision through it, which just like works way better, especially because I am in my third year of classes and we're kind of supposed to be self-directing a little bit more. I don't know, man. Just a thought. How you doing, chat? I know a lot of people are here today, so I do my best to say my hellos, to say my I hope you're all doing wells. If you dropped in like midway through all of my chatting and stuff, we're working on a project for one of my classes. Um, so I'm a little more casual today, a little less professional streamer. Although when am I ever professional streamer? I guess that's a good question. But we're doing our best. So the project is to develop a fairy tale, any fairy tale, into any kind of whatever storytelling you want to. It's very open-ended. You get to pick a fairy tale, you get to adapt it however you feel. So I chose to adapt Cinderella as a magical girl story because I love Cinderella and I love magical girls. And that's that. That's what we're doing. Currently, I'm doing some sketches for the setting, which is going to be a mashup between Tokyo and Venice. I'm drawing a lot of Tokyo. I think I need to draw some more Venice, but I know what Venice looks like a little bit better because I have actually been to Venice. That's like the real motivator. Looking pretty good. I like this building. It's interesting. I like all the plants it has growing on it. Should probably try and focus on some of the street in front of it too, but that did not come to mind. This is like the big thing I notice when I do Tokyo sketches is that they've always got a lot of these like power lines running like directly overhead. It's very like a lot of line, which I might try and draw something of. A lot of extra line. And I'm like wondering how I'm going to incorporate that into this like very magical setting that's still gonna be like somewhat fairy tale-esque. I don't know. That's like an interesting concept to explore, but there are like so many things you have to think about with it. The thing with this class is that like developing this fairy tale does kind of become our full semester long work. The part we're in right now is just like the research and development of it, but we'll be going on to, actually designing and messing with more of it, illustrating out more of it. But I'm like, how much thinking about it like should I be doing, you know? Hello, Mercer. Very nice to meet you. Welcome to stream. Hope you're having a good day. I know I'm a little later than I usually am, but we're adapting Cinderella into a magical girl story for one of my classes, and I'm having a grand time. We're doing some sketches of Tokyo right now. That building looks so damn lopsided, but whatever. We're going for shapes. We're going for general vibes. What a lovely streamer I have come across for the first time. Definitely don't know this person at all. Good to see you, Mercer. Hope you're having a good day. Should we draw a power line? Let's draw a power line. I like this power line. Let's draw this. Random little man in the background. Hello, it's nice to meet you for the first time. Definitely for the first time. We'll use this little corner extra to draw this. I might go over my required pages, gang. I'm running out of room in this sketchbook, so I like kind of have to be conscious of that, but our required pages, I have it listed. I have a note in my little bullet journal here, which I never show you guys my bullet journal because pretty as it is, it has personal shit in it, and you know. So, I was supposed to do 2 more pages of visual research, which is what this is. We're just sketching the places the story takes place. I'm gonna start to try and do a style synthesis of these 2 places after a little while. So I only need 2. I might do 3. I might be an overachiever. I might be an overachiever today. I might be that person who asks the teacher for extra homework. These are weird, man. What's going on here? Saucy, how much do you know about power lines? You do electrical stuff. I love sketchy art style so much. Thank you, Mercer. Welcome, newcomer. Look at how welcoming you guys are being. You're so sweet. Transformers. Robots in disguise. Those kinds of Transformers. Hold on, do I have them here? I do. Guys, Transformers. I actually don't know that much about Transformers. Saucy is a big Transformers fan. But I like Grimlock. That's what I know. All I know is power lines have those. You're right. Sorry, I had to burrow into a hillside. Aww. Power travels through the lines. Thank you, chat. You're very smart. Thank you as well, Propterra, for the hydrate. Cheers, cheers. What was the question? Power lines. That's all. That was the question. I don't know what any of this shit is. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Yes, I think. Okay, thank you. Do you know how power lines work? Because there were a bunch of, nubbins on this thing, and I don't know what any of them are for. I just see the nubbins. Muffins as a transformer art when? What would I transform into? Can I be a Dinobot? If I can be a Dinobot, then I will draw myself as a transformer. Or do you want me to draw myself as like a power line transformer? Because I don't think you can. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Wires, not really my forte. Bro turns into a Zuzu pet. Don't, don't invoke the old magic. Did you guys? Okay, because I do remember Zuzu pets like very vividly. Chat. Those of you that like did not grow up in Canada and the States, did you have Zuzu pets as kids? Because they were fantastic and I love them. You can be whatever your heart desires. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Thank you, Mercer. Don't invoke the old magic, you say to the wizard. Yeah. Fucking loved Zuzu Pets. Vaguely remember there being a Zuzu Pets movie. But I had a lot of them. I had like all the playsets too, where they'd like drive through and yeah. So okay, if I sound batshit insane if you don't know what I'm talking about. So let me like actually explain. Zuzu Pets were like these little they were a part of the big robotic pet trend of like the mid 2000s. And they were these like little hamsters. They're like about this big. They're these like little hamster toys. They have little wheels at the bottom. They came in like all sorts of colors and they all had like little personalities and whatever. And you could like press a button on their back to turn them on. And they kind of just like wheel around on their own and make little sounds and stuff and whatnot. And they were super cute. And then you could also buy like tracks and stuff for them. So, you could make the little hamsters go through the tracks and they had like all sorts of stuff. Like I think they had I'm trying to remember which ones I had. They had like a little castle. I had the castle one that was pretty sick. They had like a treehouse. I remember I had like a little fast food drive-through and yeah, they had like little keys that would run through the little bottoms of them. That's a really weird way to explain it. But basically, yeah, there were like just different like little key patterns for each set so that they could have unique reactions to each of the play sets, and it was very cool. And I was obsessed with them for a time. Those are the toy that kickstarted my hamster phase, which is a genuine phase that I had as a child. I had a hamster phase when I was a kid. Oh damn, I remember them. Never had any, but I remember. They're pretty awesome. I'm glad it wasn't just like a me only memory. It's one of those things where I like say that name and I'm like, I forgot about those, but I love them. My sister had like seven Zuzu pets and would run the wheels through my hair. It was an actual torture method, I swear. Yeah, I am very inclined to agree with that. Um, I definitely got at least one Zuzu pet stuck in my hair, but it was not on purpose. I think I just got too into it and put my head too close to the track. One thing that I did accidentally do to one of my Zuzu pets as a kid, this is bad. This is probably good that I didn't have hamsters. I was Oh, this entire thing is blurred. Okay. I was playing with my Zuzu pets, and like my parents made me go outside, so I had my Zuzu pets in the basket of my bike. I was like just wheeling around on it. And then I like went over a bump and one of my Zuzu pets bounced out of my basket and I fucking ran over it with my bike. Whoops. It was okay. The shit was like resilient because other than like a little bit of the fabric on the outside getting torn, it was totally fine. But I was like so scared that I had like killed it. Look at this little store. I love all these crates. Oh my good golly, you monster. It was an accident. It was fine. It ran perfectly fine. We sewed up the little tear and it was perfectly fine. It was very resilient. I did feel really bad though. It was like my favorite one too because it was purple. I was like horrified. But I swear there was a Zuzu Pets movie, and I'm actually gonna look this up right now because I need to know if this is real. Zuzu Pets movie. Oh my god, this looks so much worse than I remember, but it is a thing called The Quest for Zoo. Aww. Can I find any reviews of it really easily? It's got 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It's an action adventure film. Yeah, this looks a lot worse than I remember it looking, man. This is crazy. Okay, we need to do a deep dive into this later. Oh yeah. Oh, it's ad time. Enjoy your ads. I'm sure it's still like subject to copyright, so we can't actually do this, but how dope would it be to do like an on-stream viewing party of the Zuzu Pets movie? Live reaction. I mean, we could do it in the Discord, but I don't know, do I want to spend like an hour and a half of my time watching the Zuzu Pets movie? I think the answer is yes. Or can you even watch it? I'm way too invested in it now. There was a TV show? Apparently there was a Zuzu Pets TV show. Okay, where can I watch this? Truly a modern masterpiece. Hell yeah. Apparently it's on Netflix. I'd venture to guess not Canadian Netflix. There was. That's crazy. Oh, thank you for the posture reminder, Orin. I will sit up straight. I can find all the trailers for it. Oh god. Okay, I need to close this tab. I'm supposed to be doing homework. We're falling into the rabbit hole. I am so invested. I want to know what happened to the Zuzu. Posture reminder as I continue, shrimp. Unshrimp with me. Feel the joys of your back straightening. My Zuzu pet spell broke, damn it, yeah. I appreciate that, like, none of you are here, like, hey, Muffins, you should probably do your homework. You're all like, hell yeah, Zuzu Pets. Let's go down the Zuzu Pets rabbit hole, hamster hole. Speaking of hamsters, speaking of stuff that heavily influenced my hamster phase in the mid 2010s, or early 2000s, mid 2000s, how old would I have been when I was having my hamster phase? We need to do some math. Probably around, I don't know, I would have been in like first or second grade, so it would have been 2008 or 2009, maybe 2010. The tunnel? You're right, the tunnel, the hamster tunnel. We're a bad influence. Apparently, there was a lot of hamster media around this time because I have been reminded of another hamster thing I was into. So my love for Webkins is pretty well documented. Yeah, Webkins around this time, around the time that Zuzu Pets were also popular, had a little add-on game that you could also buy plushies for and play through Webkins. I have looked into this, gang. I have researched this, and it was called Mason Hamsters. So you could buy like a little hamster, and like they had like a little hamster plush in the same style as like the Webkins plush, but they were special. So you could have them as a pet in Webkins, and then in addition, if you bought one of these little hamsters, you could also play this like 3D Unity game, like Unity Player for Web game, where you were a little hamster in a ball and you got to explore. Like they had these little 3D worlds that you could run around in and collect coins and do challenges in. And then, like, in exchange for all of your coins, you could buy new hamster balls and also all sorts of, like, track pieces. Um, so that you could go in. They had like a little level editor, and you could build your own mazes for other people to explore and race and play in. It was like genuinely a really cool concept. It was super fun. And then one day it mysteriously died, and it broke like. I don't know how old I was at that point. It broke little kid me's heart because I loved that game so much. And one day I went onto Webkins and it was just gone. Come to find out later that there was actually forewarning, but because I was a child who was just trying to play my favorite game, I didn't really read any news about it. But yeah, when Unity Web Player shut down, so did Maze and Hamsters. Um, but you know that whole experience, that whole game side of Webkins kind of made its way back into like the deep dark recesses of my memory. But like I would remember every once in a while this really specific area. By the way, that's my little page of studies of buildings in Japan. We're gonna go to Venice now. Just give me a moment to do that. But I'll continue my story. So somewhere in like the dark recesses of my mind, every now and then I would remember this like really specific area that I could have sworn was in Maze and Hamsters, but like no images of it actually existed, so I had no way to prove it. But it was this like super whimsical little like enchanted lagoon that felt like it was out of a fairy tale, and it was really like purple and blue and pretty. And I just remembered that there was like a slide. There was a water slide you could go down in a boat. And I remembered like nothing else of it. And like after a while, because obviously there's no images really you can find of this on the internet. So after a while, I was like, it must have just been like a dream I had that I'm like conflating with the game. And I'm just like convincing myself that this thing is a part of this very vague childhood game that I remember and miss. Uh, but someone made a Maze and Hamsters rewritten game. Same vein as like Club Penguin rewritten, except it is still allowed to run. And like last month I was interested. I'm like, I missed this shit, so let's go check out the rewritten. And the rewritten is still in betas, so they don't have it everything yet. You sadly cannot build your own mazes on there yet, but doing pretty good for what it is. And they have the worlds. They have the worlds that you can walk around in, so I did. And it's real. It's real, chat. It wasn't just some like weird fever dream that I had. It is real. And I was so excited that I didn't just like gaslight my brain into this area existing. It is actually a thing that exists and you can go to. And that is, if you ever see me playing Maze and Hamsters Rewritten on stream, it's because I decided that I wanted to relive a little bit of my childhood. And that's what we're doing. Fun story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was another big contributor to my childhood hamster phase. Hey, I'm just pulling up a street on Venice, by the way. Or in Venice, by the way. Well, that's pretty. Let's look at that. I'm getting too excited about hamsters, guys. I'm gonna have to make like a YouTube short slash TikTok about my hamsters. Hamster phase? Any Hamtaro then? No, actually. I did not know what Hamtaro was when I was a child, which I feel like if I did know of Hamtaro as a kid, it would have been a big part of the hamster phase. But no, I was not aware of its existence when I was tiny. I've actually never seen Hamtaro. It's probably like a little bit past my intended I'm probably a little past its intended demographic now, but like I'd watch Hamtaro. I'd probably like some Hamtaro. Also, welcome. Hello. What an interesting name you have. Council of Toes. But if any of my people who watch me on like TikTok and YouTube shorts see a short about me talking about my hamster phase, now you know why. Now you know whose fault it is. Y'all never too old for Hamtaro. Okay, maybe I'll add that to my to watch list. Maybe I'll watch Hamtaro at some point. I always feel so bad because I tell people I'll add stuff to my to watch list, or at least when it's like people I'm only acquainted with and I don't know super well. I'm like, oh, I'll add it to my to watch list. Little do they know I don't watch shit. I turn on my YouTube video essays and my Twitch streams, and that's like my main form of entertainment. They're lucky, like every once in a while I'll watch something else, but I could be convinced to watch Hamtaro, that's all I'm saying. I feel like sometimes I refuse to watch stuff because I'm like, it's too much lore for me to consider and to have to absorb into my brain. And I just can't. I just don't have the ability to do that. Which is like typically if you recommend me something super lighthearted and just like this is just gonna be a silly, goofy, fun time, I'm more inclined to watch that over like a series where I actually have to pay attention. Like I have people who tell me to watch Arcane all the time. Probably never gonna do that. That's too much for me to think about. Um, but you know, if you tell me like, hey, go watch this like stand-up thing or go watch like this goofy, silly little show, I'm more inclined to do that. My brain is just too massive. It does not have any room yet left for detailed lore. Oh god, it's only been an hour. Actually, that's you know what? I take that back. That's actually pretty good. We've gotten a good amount of work done for an hour. Look at all those levels. Oh god, I'm getting it all over my desk mat. Hold on, I'm gonna grab a piece of scrap paper. Blah. Where's my scrap paper bin? None of this is actually big enough to protect my desk from anything. That one will have to do. Nope. Okay, go to the other side. Hold on. Excuse me, sorry. Gang, you know what I can actually just do? That might be a little smarter. Goodbye, EV desk mat. I love you. I don't want to get you dirty. Anyway. For newcomers, hello. Also, I should introduce what we're doing. I'm trying to get better at, like, not assuming everyone knows what we're doing today. I'm doing a homework work session. I have this project for school, where I get to adapt any fairy tale of choice, into whatever kind of story I want. So I am adapting Cinderella into a magical girl story. Currently, we're doing some environment studies because I want the city to be like a mashup of Tokyo and Venice. And yeah, we're studying some places in Venice right now, courtesy of Google Maps. And then we're gonna do one more page where we kind of try and like synthesize the architecture of these cities into one. That's kind of the goal right now. If you cannot tell based on that project description, I am in an art school. I am an artist, a measly little design student. Council of Toes, thank you very much for following. Thank you for ensuring I get to say your name more. Do you mind if I shorten it to Toes? Toes is good, very good. Thank you, Toes. Gang, I've had this like reckoning lately. Reckoning might be a little bit too dramatic. I've had this realization lately where it's like, okay, so I recently have gone to posting every day on my short form sites, so on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. I don't post on Instagram because Instagram was really bad for my mental health and I don't have it anymore. Um, that was not because of content stuff, that was personal stuff. But anyway, I digress. So I've started posting daily lately, and I've noticed something about my social platforms. And I've noticed that they have kind of completely flipped my expectations for them. Um, I was scared for quite a while to be posting any art stuff on TikTok because I've heard so much shit about the TikTok art community and how they like to like bully people off the platform for having an art style they don't like. Which I'm like, I'm not gonna say that's not like entire like there's not some truth in that. There have been some incidents that I have heard about, but I was so scared of going onto TikTok because it was like, oh, the art community is gonna be so mean to me. They're not gonna like me. But in posting daily, I see that I was wrong, and TikTok or not TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Those are the ones that I'm scared of. I don't like those. Those guys. Well, I shouldn't say those guys as a whole. Most of the people that comment on my stuff on YouTube Shorts are still very nice. But I have noticed that people are a lot meaner to me on YouTube than they are on TikTok. Which is weird because I feel like I've heard other creators kind of talk about it where it's like, "Oh yeah, my YouTube community is always so nice to me." And then TikTok is so like and then I get on there and all my TikTok people are like, "Oh yes, we love you. You're so wonderful. Like your new VTuber's looking so good. We're so excited." All of that kind of stuff. And also I have more people that come to the streams from TikTok, so that automatically makes them more goated. And then I go on YouTube and, I say this as if I get like a super overwhelming amount of bad comments on YouTube. I really don't. People are genuinely quite nice to me on both platforms. And if you come from YouTube Shorts, you are also very loved. I just get more of the people on YouTube who are like, oh, your art's not good, you should give up. Or I had one recently that made me like, I was already having a bad day when this happened, so it made me like genuinely crash out and like I almost commented something back before I was like, Muffins, that's not a good idea. But if you don't like it, just don't watch the artist. Why take the time to be nasty? Exactly. I'm like, there's a special kind of like bitterness that makes you that dedicated to like commenting so aggressively on someone that's just having fun. It's not to say that it's like you should never post like something negative ever, but it's like for videos where I'm just being a silly little VTuber doing my silly little thing, I'm like, you're actively like taking time out of your day to tell me that I suck. I think it could be used on better things, you know? I'm not spreading misinformation or like hate speech or anything. I'm just having fun. You can just scroll if you don't like it. But I had a comment like I had a comments, yeah, this was last week, and it was just already a shitty day for me. Or I was like, I think I was just pissed off for whatever reason that day. I don't remember exactly what it was, but everything was just pissing me off. And then I got a comment where it was like on talking about my new VTuber, and it was someone responding like, "Lol, well, your old VTuber doesn't look very good." I'm like, thanks, thanks for the comment. Where it's like it's very much a like thank you Captain Obvious type of comment, right? It's no shit. You think maybe if I'm making a new one, I'm not completely satisfied with what my old model looks like. Maybe if we just use some common sense, we can figure out that there's a reason that I'm making a new VTuber. And I almost crashed out in a comment saying basically exactly that. But I was like, nah. And they're not usually worth responding to. It's not. I don't like giving into the thing, right? That it has kind of been memeified on the internet that everything is rage bait. Because I truly don't think that. I think some people are genuinely just awful people. But at the same time, it's like comments like that aren't worth responding to. They're not genuine feedback. They're not. You're just gonna provoke them to say more shit to you, basically, which it's like, I don't know. I don't always like that advice of like, oh, just don't engage with it, just ignore it, because it sucks and it is hard to hear sometimes. But yeah, a lot of the time, stuff like that, just like not worth your time. And I'm glad that I did stop myself and I did not respond and then accidentally start beef in my own comment section, because that wouldn't have been good either. That's like walking up to a stranger across the street to say you don't like their shirt. Exactly, right? That's a really good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it, Mercer. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's like I'm not doing anything that like requires your dissension, right? And it's like it's not that I like think no one should leave a negative comment ever. I think if someone's doing something like spreading misinformation or like a harmful message or whatever else, like things like that deserve to be commented against and like called out and say, hey, you maybe shouldn't do that. And it's not even that I'm like it's not even just like that I'm against like art critique, right? Like I go to an art school. I'm there to have my shit critiqued, but saying lol your art sucks in a comment is not critique. I don't know how to explain that to the internet, but it's not. It's crazy. Muffins don't lie, we all know you're making a new model because the old one was too much of a flex. Oh, thank you, Mercer. No, I there like genuine real talk. There are things about this model that I am very unhappy with, but and it is just like a fact of the matter where it's like I'm not completely satisfied with it. I know I can do better. So I did. Basically. It's but also I am never gonna like shit talk this model, even though I know there are parts of it I'm unhappy about. I'm never gonna shit talk this model because it was a big step for me on the learning how to VTuber rig. I learned a lot of new stuff with this model. I learned a lot of ways not to do things with this model, but it's taught me a lot about VTubing, and you know, without this model there would be no new model. So it's like holding both things in your hands, right? Where I can say like I'm not 100% satisfied with this model and I recognize that it has flaws and there are things that I want to do better, which is why I made a new one, but also that I'm proud of how far I got with this model and the improvement that it has led to. I came from TikTok. I was just waiting to get my get out of name jail here because my old name was out of pocket. Okay, so your name now is the Council of Toes. I don't want to know how bad the old name was, man. But thank you. Thank you for coming from TikTok. I've been noticing I've had an uptick of people coming over from my TikTok, and I do love my TikTok people. You guys are so nice to me. Thank you. My first stream will just be me rage baiting chat. I will be evil. I mean, it's a good way to get people talking, right? Gotta beat chat to the rage bait by getting them with it first. Real. Also, in art school, you do also get people who just say, lol, your art sucks to your face. We have had very different experiences in art school, man. Um, bad, yeah. Orin and I are in we go to school together, but we're in different parts of the school. I think that's an important thing to point out. The part of the school I'm in, most people are just like, oh my gosh, I love your art, and then they don't give you any other critique. Which is like, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy that people like my art, but I also like suggestions. You're in one stream, I'm in another. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the distinction. And you seem to encounter all of the bad people. Yeah, I'm in fine arts. It's actually hell. Yeah, I thought the design side of school was gonna be so bad because I've heard such like awful stories from YouTubers and shit about like design school. And then I go there and everyone's just like, yee, or specifically, your art is so good, I'm going to kill you and absorb your power is the kind of shit we say to each other. I'm good people maxing from here on out. Yeah, only good people. Only people that pass the vibe check get to remain in our circles. There's a nice little terrace. I like how round everything in Venice is. It makes me really happy. Do you guys want to go for a little walk? A little walk around Venice? We are on someone right now. That's crazy. I guess that's probably like maybe the person that's holding the camera. No, it's just weird warping from the from the camera. Also, I've posted proof. I swear I'm doing homework right now. Well, now I gotta look. Oren, why did you send me a voice message? It's looking really good though. I like it. Hey, look, there's me. There I am. I can't listen to that on stream. Okay. We're on a bridge. This is actually really pretty. Have I been here? I don't know. It was about the Zuzu pets? Okay, I'm gonna listen to that later. That's gonna be so dope. I don't think I've ever received a voice message on Discord, so congratulations on being the first. So many of the streets get like so thin and narrow here. It's really interesting to look at. Look at that. Look at how like jammed together they are. I want to draw that. I thought it was text to speech, not voice message. Aww. I was covered in butter. Oh, speaking of butter, chat. Speaking of butter, I was making pasta for myself last night. It's just like basic. I put the sketty in the pot and I heated up some pre-made sauce. But I made myself pasta last night. I was like, this pasta is missing something to go with it. And I would like garlic bread, but I do not have garlic bread. I'm not driving to the store to get an entire loaf of garlic bread for a thing of pasta that was supposed to be my quick and easy dinner. So instead, I did the next best thing and I made garlic butter. This chat, I have I have eaten so much butter in the past like 24 hours. Like I'm okay, I'm not like sitting at the butter dish with a spoon eating the butter, but I am putting it on like fucking everything. That shit's addicting, man. I had like one piece of toast with it, and then it was so good that I had to have another piece of toast. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, "Ooh, I want some more toast with garlic butter." So I had some more toast with garlic butter. And then like after another hour, I was like, "Ooh, I want some more garlic butter. I'm gonna have some garlic butter on some crackers." It's really good, but I don't think it's healthy for me to be having this much butter. Oh, it's so good. I promised Saucy that next time he was over, I would share some of my garlic butter with him, but I genuinely don't know if there's gonna be any of it left. Butter maxing. So true, man. I had meatballs with a garlic Y. I'm assuming your message maybe got sent a little early. I'm a big lover of garlic in general, so like I did not type that properly. I figured. I've never heard of a garlic Y before. Nope, I drew the pipe already. I don't need to draw the pipe again. I am a fucking garlic fiend, though. I love garlic. Which is crazy because I live in a household with a mother who very much does not like garlic. So I'm just like eating my food like needs more garlic. I think her big thing with it is she just doesn't like the havoc that garlic wreaks on your breath, which I can understand. It does like there's there's like a weird feeling you get in your breath right when you eat something too garlicky. So I do understand that, but like garlic. Love garlic. Had it with a garlic type sauce. It was very good. Yeah, yeah. That does sound good. I like garlic. Garlic butter, King Hawaiian rolls equals godsend. You're on to something there, Toes. That does sound tasty. Mwah. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight, but I have a feeling it needs to involve garlic. I mean, most of the things I make have garlic in them just for like, whatever cooking process. Garlic gets added in there a lot. I use garlic a lot, but garlic or onion. I have also talked about my love of onion on this channel before. Slowly Twitch chat's just getting like a really good idea for the type of shit that I like. Foods that I have talked about like loving so much to the point of having a problem with onion, specifically red onion, garlic, and cilantro. Those are the ones I think I've talked the most about on this channel. I made a short a while back from a stream clip where I talk about how much I love cilantro, and then I just like eat cilantro leaves for fun. And I am still getting views and comments on that because people like to drop into my comments and like give their take on cilantro. If it tastes like soap or not to them. That was not what I wanted that to turn out like, but whatever. These are so sloppy, but like I'm giving my ooh, look at that. That's so cute. I'm giving myself permission to let them be sloppy because, we're exploring. We're just trying to figure things out. I love garlic butter. It's a problem. Yeah. I think I need to commit to only letting garlic butter be like a sometimes food for me because I think if I always have access to garlic butter, I will eat nothing but garlic butter. And that like ooh, look at this shit. That genuinely sounds like I might give myself like some heart problems, right? Butter's bad for your arteries if you eat too much of it. And I like not having heart problems. So I had some homemade soup for lunch. That sounds delicious. That's a weird perspective. It's all like slightly fish-eyed because of the lens it's taken on already. But this is a weird perspective. I gotta stop doing the ones where they're looking like directly up. I had some Popeyes chicken for lunch. I was gonna just make myself some like instant ramen and have a yummy little granola bar with it, and that was just gonna be my lunch today. But then Saucy called me and was like, "I'm ordering Popeyes. Do you want some Popeyes?" It's like, well, I mean, like, if you're getting Popeyes, I guess I'd have Popeyes. So I had Popeyes. Chat, I might be weak, but I have to continue homework later. I quickly lost motivation. Farewell, gang. It's okay, Orin. Good luck. I hope you get your project done. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you for being weak-minded. What? Muffins before I leave it says 6-7 in the Google. Oh, it does, doesn't it? 1675. Thanks, Orin. Psychic damage to the chat. I hear 6-7 jokes enough at work that I feel like I'm immune to it. Why? You've been had. Guys, I need to tell you about this new thing that some of the people I work with came up with. I tell so many stories about my workplace on here because my coworkers I think are genuinely some of the funniest people I've ever met. Weird, yes, but they're funny, so we love them. There is one of my coworkers I'm trying to convince to play Fortnite with me for a stream. I've like offered. I'm like, I will download Fortnite if we can stream together. So anyway, that's not the story. So they've come up with a new thing that is apparently funnier than 6-7, which is they've titled it "Twicing Someone," and all you have to do to twice someone is get them to repeat repeat what they just said. They'd say something twice. So last time I was in, the entire shift, we were all just walking around and doing like what at each other the entire day. Uh, and inherently that's like not that funny, but it's the way people react to it, you know what I mean? It's the fact that there were people like on the ground, like pissing themselves laughing over someone repeating themselves that like really takes the cake there. It is a weird day. But yeah, you can't get me. This is not allowed to become a thing on the channel, by the way. But good try, Toes. Good try. Can't twice me like that. And I was like, this is so mean. Because I am someone where it's like, I think my hearing is like less than 100%. I I can't say that for sure. I haven't actually gotten a hearing test, but I am pretty sure that I don't hear quite as well as I should. Um, and then B, also my brain does the thing where like it needs a second to process things. So I'll be like having a conversation. I'm the kind of person who will be having a conversation with someone, and I'll say what and then answer the question before they repeat themselves because my brain just needed that like extra second to process. So that happens. And I was like, what if I actually just need someone to repeat themselves? What if I actually just need you to clarify, man? I'm not trying to twice you. Gang, also, I do have a question. How do we feel about this time of day streaming? Because I kind of like it. I'm kind of into it. I've been like having 10 a.m. as my stream start time for like so long. It's been like since I started streaming, but do we like the slightly later streams? Because I feel like I might have a little more energy this way. Chat's just also extra funny today, so I think that's also helping. But yeah, I think streaming slightly later might just give me like a little extra energy. Do we start doing some streams a little like later? Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I'll think about it. I might. I try not to move them around too much because I know like the 10 a.m. time is actually really convenient for a lot of people. Or it's 10 a.m. my time. I know a lot of you guys live in other places around the world where it is not even morning when I stream. But posture check, thank you, Probe Terror. I will sit up a little straighter. Whew. Yeah, these angles are killing me, man. I'm gonna have some more. Oh, I'm out of water. My next ad is running in 10 minutes. I like this time, lol. I don't miss an hour while I'm at work. Okay, good to know. Yeah, like what if I started streams at like noon instead of 10? Like what if we just did like 2 hours later? Maybe, perhaps. I mean, debut will still start at 10 because I'm going to be streaming all day, but like what if? And then it gives me a little more time in the morning and I can like edit my videos and record my voiceovers and stuff. Because I always try to do work after streams. Like I always try and get like a little voiceover done or do some editing or whatever else. Try to do VODs channel stuff a lot of the time, even though I've been really bad at uploading to my VODs channel. It does exist if you want to watch VODs. I have a bunch of them that I need to upload and post. But I feel like if I can do my work before stream, then I it actually gets done. Because I am very bad for like finishing stream and being like, all right, I'm gonna go lie in bed for the rest of the day. You really wouldn't think it, but it does take a lot of energy out of you. I think especially when I'm like actually doing good puppeteering with the face, for the VTuber. It takes a lot of energy. And like even this, I'm doing it a little bit because I think this is actually just how my face works now. Uh, but it it gets tiring. My voice gets scratchy after a while. My jaw gets really sore because of how much of emoting. I haven't gotten like quite that far into the puppeteering muscles yet, but I am like actually scared of accidentally making VTuber faces around other people when I'm not streaming. Right now I'm just making faces at you guys and then it looks normal on my VTuber, but whenever I uh whenever I talk to people, I'm like a little bit nervous that I'm gonna just like pull a like weird face, really exaggerated mouth movements. Oh, I can't do all the fun stuff on this model. I've been working with my other model a little bit more for like voiceovers and stuff, so I'm getting really used to being able to make really funny faces with it because it has VBridger on. So I like it tracks like my jaw movement and like cheek puffs and like little mouth slants and all that kind of stuff. I can show you guys later. I've been doing model sneak peeks after every stream. It was like I really need to stop like spoiling the surprise of my model, but I might show you guys. I might show you guys more model stuff. We might play with VBridger. But yeah, because I have all that different stuff that I can do with VBridger, I'm getting very used to making like specific faces because they look funny. They make the model super expressive. Um, and I think that's where we get dangerous when I start pulling like the VTuber faces in person as reaction to things. And I mean, like, on one hand, it means that my face will be very trained to make my VTuber super expressive and fun. On the other hand, someday I am gonna hit someone I know IRL with the strangest look ever, and it might be a little scary. if you guys are like ever curious, uh and I don't remember what VTuber it was, so I can't actually recommend the channel. But like look up videos of like human face with VTuber face comparisons for VTuber puppeteering. Because there are like you have to push your face pretty far to get good expressions off of your VTuber. It comes down to rigging like a little bit, but it is always more face acting than it is rigging. That is what I've learned over time. I definitely have had the misconception before that like the expressiveness just comes down to how well I rig my model. There is a little bit of truth in that. I will say that there is a little bit to that. Certainly you can get extra expressiveness by having things like different mouth shapes, stop parameters set for VBridger, having your eyes be able to like do stuff like my shocked expression, which will be on all my models because I think it's so funny. Um, you get extra expressiveness by kind of expanding those model parameters, but those model parameters aren't actually going to do shit unless you move your face in ways that will actually trigger those parameters, if that makes sense. Um, like if I make a model that like its only mouth movements is just like and it can only like open its eyes to like air, like obviously you're not going to get as much from that, but also, if I just sit here and stare at the camera and talk like this, it's not as interesting as if I move my face around and all that, which I need to find some old videos of mine because I know I definitely have improved with the whole face acting thing, but sometimes I don't feel like it. I'm like, oh man, I'm still so bad. I just gotta learn better face acting, man. I am pretty good at well, certainly not like the best, but I'm much better at it than I used to be, you know what I mean? Look at that pretty little lantern. I can't get a good zoom on it, otherwise I would. Whoa, look at all these places. This is so pretty. I hope you guys are enjoying going for a little walk here. Okay, there we go. Look at how crowded these streets are. Oh, wait. Is that a mask shop for Venice? I saw something cool that I want to look at. Where is it? I'm lost. I got lost. Oh, I saw a really cool store and then I zoomed away from it. And now I can't go there. Aw, that's so sad. Okay. I thought I saw a really fancy, like mask shop. And I've been to one of those in Venice and I wanted to see if it was the one I've been to, but, it's not letting me zoom anywhere. That's just like jewelry and stuff. Alright. So sad. Let's actually go back to just trying to find a good thing to, to draw. Where am I? Okay, we might need to change where in Venice we are. I feel like I'm a little stuck. Beautiful. There's some weird camera warping in some of these spots. It's very interesting. Okay, this is actually gonna make me motion sick. Let me hold on. Can we get a souvenir while we're in Venice? Of course we can. What do you want? What do you want for a souvenir, Toes? I want to do something right on the canal. Um, it's all in Italian. I can't read what any of this stuff is. I don't know, surprise me? Okay, we can get some fancy glass while we're in Venice because that is kind of what we're studying. Let's go to St. Mark's Basilica because I've drawn a lot of reference from it and I know I've been here before. Look at that shit! Look at it, it's huge! Are you guys having fun on a Google Street View, by the way? Also, ads are starting right away, and I am going to go take a quick break while they run. But this is St. Mark's Basilica, or what is it? Basilica San Marco, I think is the Italian that I probably just butchered. Look at how cool it is. Chad, I've been here. Did my VTuber fucking die? Where am I? I accidentally hid it. I accidentally hid my VTuber. I think I meant to hide my Google Maps window and I hid myself instead. I just noticed that. Sorry. Uh I've been here. I went here. I did this through school, so it was a very educational trip, but I've been in. You can't go in all of this because obviously it's under some heavy restoration work, but I've been in parts of it, I think. And then if we go over here, there's a very dapper fellow that I would also like to draw. He's up here. Oh, now we can't see him. That guy up there, the lion. This is another, like, big genius muffins moment that I had for this project. Because in earlier versions of the story of Cinderella, the fairy godmother was also often filled by like an animal or just like an object, like a magic mirror type thing. And magical girl stories often have obviously an animal helper, an animal guardian to help them out. So I'm like, what if our like magical guardian animal was a winged lion? How cool would that be? Also, ads are going, so I'm gonna go take my break. I'll see you guys shortly. Hello, I'm back. You didn't hide yourself, you just went into a shop to get souvenirs. That's right, Toes. No technical difficulties here. I got you. Now I can't find a page. Look at all these wonderful glass things I got you. That's where I was for sure. Okay, we're gonna finish this lion drawing and then we're gonna work on starting to kind of synthesize these things together. Welcome back and ooh, thank you, thank you. Good music, good. Guys, Oren sent me a screenshot and like zoomed into the 6-7 on my stream. I don't like this, but like good to know. Okay. This is a problem I have sometimes when I'm doing work where it's like I'll feel like I'll need a break. I'll be good and efficient, I'll be doing well, and then I'll feel like okay, time to take a break. Like I need to do XYZ and or XYZ, I suppose I should say. And I'll get up and I'll do my break. And then I'll come back and I'm like, and I don't want to work anymore. It's over. The motivation is over. Hashtag ban Orin. But if I banned Orin, who would I play Minecraft with? You guys missed the context at the start of stream, by the way. Orin is a friend of mine from school, and also he's going to start streaming, and we are going to do a Minecraft SMP together. So we cannot ban him, unfortunately. 6-7 is not a bannable offense. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's not. Now, if any of you fuckers start annoying me with 6-7, it's my channel, I can time you out if I feel like. I think Mercer is still the only timeout on my channel to date. Which that was a really fun stream. while back. That was shortly before the Great Flood that took out my first office, but it was a real good stream where I timed out Mercer for a minute to just to have like the first timeout on my channel. Thank you for the hydrate reminder, Probe Terror. Cheers. I did refill my water so you guys can hydrate remind me again. He can play Minecraft while banished. Yeah. Minecraft, he's just not allowed to say anything in my chat. But he can say things on my stream. I'm honored, yeah. And you're still the only timeout. Otherwise, there are like just a couple of bans. Which bans are either actually I think I have quite a few bans, but they're auto bans from Seribot for finding any of the mean bots that come in and try and sell me followers or viewers or whatever. The view botting ones, and they just got auto blocked or auto banned or whatever. I think the only bans I have issued, I think there are maybe like 3, and it's just stuff like either I had the one incident which I might actually make a short about at some point, where someone tried to commission me and then, threatened to I think I don't know if you can say that on Twitch. I don't think Twitch minds as much, but like for safe words, threatened to control alt delete themselves if I didn't draw a commission for them. So they got banned over that. And I have a couple of preemptive bans from people who are like known to harass small streamers. And I think like one ban from someone who was just being kind of weird in my chat. Otherwise, I really don't ban very many people. I'm just lucky because I really haven't had to. That's like the big thing. That's like part of the small streamer W's is generally most people don't get, or most people in my chat are nice and don't have to have ban action taken against them. Look at how pretty that is. I can't get closer to the water, but now there's a boat in my way. How did I like accidentally grab myself and just like launch myself across the stream? That was crazy. I am on a boat. How did I get on here? I can walk on the No, I can't. I'm having too much fun with Google Maps, guys. Oh, wait, the boat! The boat left! The boat pulled out of the dock! Y'all tried to jump in. I am in the water. We're going for a boat ride. They didn't do a very good job of censoring those people's faces. That's crazy. I guess this is like how the cameraman got in. They took the boat. I was like, we're not moving. What's going on? We are moving. We're going for a boat ride. This is too whimsical. We love this. Wow. And now it's like a different day. Look at how busy it is. I swear I'll get my homework done at some point. This Google Maps tip was really good, but it is also really distracting. I just wanted a picture of like the water. And then if we go this way, we can like boat back in. It's crazy how it just like changes boats sometimes. Again, this might make me motion sick. Okay, let's get back to the harbor. Wait, I want to go back here. Okay. Yeah, this is where we were. We can go through the canal. This is a wonderful, wonderful realization for me. Look at this. We're on the canals. We're under the canal. Or I guess we're in the canal. We're under a bridge. Let's draw a bridge. Let's have that be our final addition to the page after I'm done like getting really distracted by the fact that you can like boat around Venice in Google Maps. I feel like I had such a good like stream schedule planned out at the beginning of the month, and I have not done virtually anything that is on that schedule. Stuff got moved around. I forgot that the new Animal Crossing update was coming out. And then this week, or yeah, Saturday of I guess last week now. Saturday was my dad's birthday, so I was up very late for that and did not feel like waking up to stream on Sunday. Went very well. We actually pulled off a surprise party where he was actually surprised, so that was pretty fun. And then we turned our house into a casino for a day. It was very fun. That was my dad's birthday. And I got to pretend to be a bartender, which was very fun. I was taken at varying levels of seriousness and chose to respect my dad's friends based on how respectful they were to me as a bartender, and how many of them were like, "No, no, it's fine. I'll go get my own drink." Like, this is the job I specifically signed up to do. You let me go get you that damn drink. It's fun. But yeah, then I was too tired. Speaking of the new Animal Crossing update, though, apparently people are all up in arms about the fact that tourists get to come to your island now. And by people, I specifically mean the people that are like super, super dead set on having like the most aesthetically pleasing island ever. And the same kind of people that inflated Raymond's price to millions of bells during quarantine. Those people are really upset. And it's like specifically like, oh, these ugly villagers are walking around my island and like ruining everything. And I've seen like some screenshots of people making like we hate tourists. Tourists are scum signs for like around their island. Like, I don't know, like I thought it was pretty fun and whimsical. Like, yeah, some of them don't match the vibe of my island. Good thing they don't live there. So it's just like crazy to me, like how mad people were getting about it. Because I'm like, hey, you don't like that villager? Good thing they're only there for a day. And I don't, it's just, it's kind of nice to have that rotating selection. I thought it was a good addition. Apparently, a lot of people didn't. It's funny. It's kind of funny, like how crazy the Animal Crossing community will get over shit like that. Because I'm like, I'm sorry that a bear that didn't look as cute as you desired showed up on your island, right? It's like the fucking you guys seen the Bill Wibbly meme? Where it's basically like Animal Crossing players will like say fuck Bill Wibbly in particular. He murdered my wife and took my kids and like whatever else. I hate him. We have like unending beef. And then you look up a picture of Bill Wibbly, and it's just like this picture. It's a made up Animal Crossing villager, but he looks like so stupid and funny. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And send that meme in the Discord later. And every day that post just becomes truer and truer because they continue to act like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the cartoon bird was not as aesthetic as you wanted him to be. Just an interesting time. Animal Crossing players are interesting people. Can I continue to go through the canals? I can. Look at how pretty! Oh, look at that fence. I like that fence. There's so much like intricate stuff in Venice. That's it's kind of gonna hurt to draw all of this, but I am still having fun. So Very beautiful. Little gate. Okay, there we go. Those are my Venice sketches. So we've got the Tokyo sketches and the Venice sketches, and I also have Tokyo and Venice sketches from last time I did this. And then we can now get to a new page over here. I'm running out of pages in my sketchbook. I will have just enough to finish this exercise, and then I'll have to get a new one. And we can begin kind of synthesizing the setting together. This is where I kind of want to like think about it. So I have some notes of some suggestions and just like the shit we talked about. So I'm going to look at that. I can also, I guess, hide this panel now. Make sure I'm hiding the actual proper thing and not just myself. Hey, look, my Twitch connection is working again. I forgot that I changed my Twitch username, so it fucked up my Twitch connection to Discord. But upon a brief check, it appears to be functioning again, so it can actually tell people in servers I'm in that I am live, which is lovely. Which, by the way, if you haven't joined our Discord server, !Discord in the chat will bring up the link, and you are welcome to join us. Okay. So, okay, I had a suggestion. I'm sorry I hit my camera. I'm so sorry, chat. I had a suggestion to kind of consider all these like little narrow alleyways in Tokyo as canals in Venice. Very cool. I had a suggestion to make the city kind of like multi-layered, where we have like all the layers below being like canals and all of that kind of stuff, all this like watery layer, and then we have the top layer, and we can make like the roads and stuff all out of glass so that they can like see the water below, and then it like we can make the streets like really pretty and fancy and ornate, and it can tie in that kind of glass theming that I'm going here for with the whole Cinderella thing. I got a suggestion to look at the work of Angela Pan, which I was a little bit earlier, and it's like fucking gorgeous. I'm gonna show you guys. It's great. And then considering stylization, considering what shapes I want to emphasize and exaggerate, and just generally thinking about artistic direction. That's what we're doing. I feel so formal today. I'm talking so fancy. Let me find this artist here. Okay, I'm not logged into Instagram, which is good and preferable for our purposes today. Close those. Oh, it's so small. I'll keep that full size because I don't want to accidentally cut stuff off. So this is Angela Pan, and it doesn't let me view them unless I log in. Fine, we're just gonna look at them like this. We're gonna see them all tiny. These are all done with paint markers. You believe that shit, chat? Paint markers. Paint markers are so like it's hard to get shit like this. Like I use paint markers and I can't like overstate how difficult this kind of stuff is to do with paint markers. No! No! Alright, apparently that's all we're allowed to look at because I'm not logged in. But and it's frozen, so that's all I get to do. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It's very pretty. It's got this super like nice, like it's very colorful, but it's like very flat kind of cell shaded vibe here. And it is so pretty. I love it. I love this stuff. And we're gonna try and consider some of that as we design our streets. I'm glad I at least got to show you guys a little bit, even if I won't be able to have that pulled up all stream. I'll try and get some references for myself. I did take some screenshots of what I wanted to do, so we can get there later. But so I have that, and then yeah, I just generally want to start considering some ideas for my city. I guess let's go. I'm gonna just Google search Venice again, and try and find like a nicer photo that's not in the weird fisheye view, but like is also like a decent street view. I might not be able to show you guys quite as much of this because I am flipping back and forth between tabs, and I feel like that's always like gotta be careful. But what did I click on? No, I don't need a travel guide. Go away. But it's really just like trying to start. I have I'm scared. I feel like nervous about this part, you know? But I think just trying to start considering what I'm doing is the best way to do this. Okay. Take a deep breath with me, chat. I don't know why this is stressing me out, but it's stressing me out. Take a deep breath with me. Okay. We can do this. I am capable and I can draw. I am able to draw. Let's just begin. This is gonna be a sidewalk or like a street. And we'll make that like eventually out of glass. Makes these really like fancy magical walkways over top of everything else, and I think that that's pretty neat. And then down below we'd have like these sort of buildings running along, like maybe, I don't know. Feels very on the nose, and I think a lot of cities do it, but it's like where you put the lower class people down below, and it becomes like a whole metaphor before for like classism and stuff. I don't know if I have time to get into all of that imagery and stuff in my little Cinderella Magical Girl adaptation, but it would be an interesting direction to take the city. I think the thing that like sparks my interest about this the most is just the fact that like Venice genuinely is sinking. So it's like an interesting consideration of like what happens when like it gets too far, and like do the people just build over top of it? Do we just make a new city right on top? And it's like in this case, not even try to hide that we've done that. In fact, we kind of like glamorize it and show it off with this beautiful glass thing that lets us look down on our past. That's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm trying to be like good about this adaptation and actually make it interesting because I have I have so much beef with adaptations of Cinderella in that a lot of the time they are simply not very good. I think a lot of adaptations of Cinderella misunderstand what it is that made Cinderella so good. My problem with it a lot of the time is that so many quote unquote modern Cinderella stories go like way out of their way to try and like girl bossify it. They're like, you know, I'm trying to explain it in a way that's not like doesn't sound like me being like, "Oh, the woke is terrible. They're trying to make Cinderella woke." That's not what I'm complaining about. Um what I'm complaining about is specifically I think the way that people try to girl bossify strong empowered womanify Cinderella doesn't actually work for what the story of Cinderella is. That is like my fundamental problem with it. Um because Cinderella already like is a strong character. Just because she's like quiet and like meek and kind doesn't mean that she's not like a strong character. I think ultimately, like, the whole, the point of Cinderella, right, is that it's about at the end of the day a girl that like braved her way through like really horrible abuse and eventually things worked out for her because she was fundamentally a good and kind person and the people who treated her like shit got what was coming to them. And it's like it's not like the most deep story, certainly, but it's like there was still I think it's just like a different kind of courage in that, in the like still remaining so sweet and kind and all of that kind of thing. I don't know. It just irks me a little bit because I think it is like a really sweet story about like working hard, doing your best with like what you have in life and trying to remain hopeful even when all hope seems lost. And it's just cute and wholesome. And they keep trying to suggest that because Cinderella is like nice or like her story ends with her finding a prince that it's like worthless and teaching bad lessons. Like, girl, Cinderella wasn't even going after the prince, right? She just like wanted to go to a ball and have some fun. She ended up meeting the prince and liking him. Anyway, I digress. I'm trying not to do that with my adaptation. That's the only point I'm getting at, really, is that I want to maintain some of the characteristics of Cinderella. And I know kind of that like by making it a magical girl story, I kind of do take the risk of, like I said, girl bossifying it because that's kind of just how some magical girl stories kind of are, but we're going to try and do it in a different way that makes it like cool and interesting, you know what I mean? And also like, just like keeps the characters a little closer to I think what the idea of them was supposed to be. Not going to care too much about the shapes and stuff right now. We're just going to try and get the shapes in, get the ideas down. Our prof for this class has been very like, chatting with us about that where it's like we're very much in the ideation phase. You don't need to have the perfect pattern. We just want you to have like kind of the general idea of what stuff looks like down. It doesn't need to be a perfect masterpiece. We're idea sketching. We're just trying to get that note, that thought jotted down. There we go. That's how it could look with like kind of the layers. Having that top one made of glass and the canal underneath. What just happened? Bunch of stuff just fell off my desk. Hold on. Okay, so I see what happened. I had a bottle of Coke on the side of my desk, and my webcam decided it didn't want to stay put. It launched itself up a little bit. It knocked my plush Cyndaquil off the top of my monitor, which fell off and knocked my Coke bottle down. It was like a weird chain reaction. That's what happened. Okay, what else did I say I was gonna do? I said we could try and do like a little alleyway kind of situation as like a canalway, which I think are kind of already a thing in Venice, but I want to give my take on it here. Want to try and have This is like wildly unsafe, but do the like power line thing that is in a lot of Tokyo streets. Maybe we do the thing where we just like have magic take the place of electricity and it's not like harmful to have in the water. I feel like I see this shape for doorways a lot in Venice. But then I want some of these like blocky signs that we get in Tokyo. I really like these. I think they're sick. But then I almost want to make them like see-through, kind of futuristic-y, but more because I think I can make it look like glass, you know? We can have this like vine kind of growing up here, incorporate some of the swirl shape language that I'm really liking. Yeah, this is like a brick wall of sorts. I haven't really decided exactly what I want that to be yet, but yeah, we have something like that. Have like a little magical street light, something like that up there. But then it's all in a canal. It's all in the water. I don't know. I'm just trying to get some thinking going here. I think that's interesting. Like a weird kind of synthesis of the two things. But we might be getting somewhere. Okay, I keep knocking this damn Coke bottle over. I'm just gonna take it off my desk. Uh, I actually will need a reference for this because I'm gonna try and draw the basilica. Where'd my mouse go? If I can get my mouse to come back. Do we want like an actually good quality photo of this? There we go. Thank you. I really need a reference for this if we're gonna do this, so uh yeah. Bring that back up. I'm gonna crop it down to just the reference I'm using. Big. There we go. I need this because there are so many complicated shapes going on this thing. I would not dream of being able to freehand it. Or I guess draw it without reference. But there are lots of like domes in this that I really like, and I want to start to kind of synthesize what like the domes look like, and even like start exaggerating them. Like have the dome be such a huge part of what this place is. Italian domes are more like that. They have kind of straight sides and then they go up into the dome. I don't know. This is that like Renaissance building shit. They figured out how to do the domes and then they started putting them everywhere. And then this is all like made of glass, so we can look at like, excuse me, pencil lead. I need to refill my pencil, it would appear. Um, I think it's already got glass paneling on it, but I'm gonna put more glass paneling on it. How does this work? The lead just like not wanting to come out, or am I? Oh no, okay, there it is. We're good, we're good. Put a little more lead in my pencil. Ooh, it's 4 o'clock already, damn. Okay, we better get skedaddling on this. I better get started on like my character sketches. I'll finish up this dome sketch and then we're gonna move on so I can actually get this done. But yeah, we can have this like super exaggerated dome here. I'm assuming there will be patterns on this. I just don't want to do them right now. Can have that kind of look like the ballroom in there. This is like super out of proportion. I'm doing that on purpose. It looks kind of weird though. It looks like it looks like one of those soccer domes, you know? The big white soccer domes where they're kind of like blow up almost. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not crazy. But yeah, they've got like lots of little towers. I know in the Disney Cinderella movie they really like emphasize the height of all of these towers. They make it look really dramatic, which I kind of really vibe with also. Very cool. Okay, we're gonna leave that there for now because I need to actually get into doing some character and scene sketches. So, back to trying to explain stuff that I'm trying to do here. So we've been talking a lot about like the idea of idea sketches, where it's like it's less about making a pretty clean sketch and more about like getting down the idea of a character or a moment or whatever. Like how would X character react to this thing happening? How would X character do this? And that's what we're supposed to do. So I am gonna do that as well because it's required. It's something that we have to have done for this next class here. Where did my pen go? So we are going to do some idea sketching. I have a little list of scenes that I want to try and idea sketch for. And we're not worrying too much about character design either. We have chances to do that later. But scene number one that I want to try and idea sketch for is our transformation scene, which I don't know if I need a box for. I might just kind of go at it, but at the same time, I have very little sketchbook left to do 6 of these, so I feel like I should maybe box my stuff up a little bit. I do have a ruler on me, I think. If I can find it. There it is. How long is this page? Let's find out. About 30 centimeters. So I can have approximately 10 centimeters each per box. Maybe like slightly less to allow some room for spacing. Yeah, this one's about 9. I feel like I'm running out of energy here, gang. I'm like tired and want to stop working. But this is like due and I have other shit I have to do tomorrow. So it's like I gotta get it done. It's important. Maybe well, ads are starting right away, so maybe the next ad break will be my I get up and go make coffee break. Maybe that's what we gotta do here. Okay. This part, I think this is what I'm most excited for, so hopefully that'll help, but this first one we are gonna do the transformation scene. This is the one that I think I have the most ideas for. Because obviously this is like when in the original fairy tale the fairy godmother gives her all of the fancy stuff for the ball. Yeah. I don't really know what I want Cinderella to look like yet, so bear with me as we figure that out through this. But we're gonna try and do like a very classic like transformation scene. Is kind of in wonderment of the transformation. We're a little bit more in my zone here, where I just draw characters all the time. And obviously the glass slipper gets to be the magical transformation object. Of course, what else would it be? I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more. Mostly because, well, partially because it gets it out of the way for my tracking, and also partially because I just want you guys to be able to see a little better. There we go. Jury's still out on whether or not my tracking is actually going to be better, but one can dream. I have watched a lot of magical girl stuff, so I am fairly confident I can replicate a good transformation scene. Now, I do think I want to add many more glass elements to Cinderella's design, just because I think that's fun. Glass is elegant and decadent and cool. But again, I'm willing to make this just like kind of quick, simple, getting the idea down. I'm more so I'm trying to display a story moment, get the idea of what happens here. And I am partially saying this just to like remind myself because I will forget and I will start trying to make it look like really good. Here we've got like all the little bits of magic doing their transformy thing. I am so in love with how like all the magic is animated in really old-timey Disney movies where it's just all like the little dots and sparkles. And I do really think that that needs to come back. So, you know, in my adaptation, it will be coming back. That will be a big part of the story. Envision doing like a little bit of a glass corset here as like a part of the character design. Wouldn't dream of drawing Cinderella without like her cute goth little choker that Disney gives her. But we'll do a little bow on the back. I don't know, I feel like she's often drawn in a bun now, but that is definitely because of the Disney movie. I'm not trying to steal everything from them. I would like her to have a bit of a different hairstyle, I think. I'll try and figure out exactly what that hairstyle is later. But for now, it's something like this. What? I made her look like she's pogging, chat. I don't want to do that. She is supposed to like kind of be doing a gentle gasp. I don't think the pog is the right emotion for that. Oh, and it is ad break time. Okay. I'm gonna go make some coffee, take a quick little break. Now's a good time to get up and move around if you need to as well. I'll be like probably 5 or 10 minutes here. Have a good break, everyone, and I will see you shortly. Hello, gang. I'm back. I realized while I was on break that my music stopped and I did not realize it, so I resumed it for you. Hopefully you're enjoying the Tomodachi Life music. I love Tomodachi Life. I use it for the backgrounds of my shorts a lot. I think it's very fun, like banky ass music, and I think it's awesome. Um, Welcome back. Thank you, Toes. I made myself some coffee. As long as you're not like a coffee purist, I made myself some coffee because all this really is French press coffee in a way that you're arguably not supposed to make French press coffee. And it's about half mixed with hot chocolate powder and milk. It's a mocha. That's what it is. It's definitely not the best quality coffee, but it tastes all right, and it's got caffeine in it, which will help me to power through the last remainder of the homework that I have to do here. And I was glad that I took a little break. I got up, I walked around my house a little bit, I did some stretches, I made some coffee, just like had a few minutes to refresh my brain, to defog the mind. And now I actually feel like I have some more ideas. So we're gonna get going on that. Hopefully you guys also had a good opportunity to have a good break. I might turn my music down just a little bit. It looks a little loud on the mixer. Hopefully that's all right for you guys. And let's continue. I want to focus a little bit more on the environment that this is taking place in, because currently she is in a void, which I know happens for a lot of magical girl transformations. I don't necessarily want to like entirely divorce myself from that, but I want to go a little bit more into this like stylized background thing. I noticed Disney Cinderella always has these really nice blocky shape elements in the foreground, and I'd like to do a similar thing here. Maybe we can have this be like garden gates, kind of like that one gate that I studied, and looking at just like a lot of the metal work as well that goes into Venetian architecture. As someone who takes their espresso with 23 sugars, it sounds good. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I'm in good company then. I feel like I know a decent amount about like coffee and the making of coffee, but I am also like by no means like a coffee purist. If you like your coffee with like a bunch of sugar in it, then you know what, more power to you. I'm happy for you. I am I don't know if I have any fellow Canadians remaining in the chat, but Canada is like famous for the Tim Hortons double double, which is like infamously really sweet, like coffee just with a lot of sugar in it. I mean, it depends on what size of double double you order, but all that is a coffee with two creams, two sugars. So, you know, if you order like an extra large double double, it kind of disperses pretty well, but if you're getting like a medium, that's a lot of sugar. It's very sweet coffee. I don't know. I'm not a super regular Tim's drinker because I try to save money and make stuff at home, but also because I actually don't drink coffee in the morning anymore. Um Apparently this is performative and hopping on a TikTok trend now, but I drink matcha in the mornings. I've been doing it for quite a while actually. I've been a matcha drinker for like years and years and years. I love matcha, but recently, like I'd say in probably the past like half year or so, I've started just like swapping out my morning coffee entirely for matcha. Just because I feel like whenever I drink coffee first thing in the morning, I'm kind of taking a gamble on whether or not it's like gonna be fine and I'm gonna get my nice caffeine boost, or if my stomach is gonna hate me for the next 3 hours. So I've decided that I don't want to take that gamble anymore. As someone who resides in the land of maple syrup, I agree with with the Tim's statement. Ah, thank you. Fellow Canadian. Yippee. Help me gaslight everyone about like what Canada is actually like. I like Tim's because Tim's is cheap. That's like my main motivator for Tim's. Let's have these like fancy glass stones. Hey, you guys know those like little I don't know. I don't think they're actually glass. They're like plastic and they're meant to look like glass, but those like little they're about like this big, that big, little like rock thingies, and you put them in like the bottom of like vases of flowers or like whatever else. That's mainly where I saw them. Um you guys know those things? You know what I'm talking about? They're typically like green or blue, the little stones. I think they're meant to look like sea glass. They're just like these little dots. I loved those things as a kid, and that's like kind of what I'm envisioning these stepping stones to look like. I'll have like that. I'm gonna have like a little horizon line behind her. I don't know, there's like the streets of whatever this city is called. I was gonna just say Venice, but I guess I haven't actually named this, but Tim's White Hot Chocolate do be bussin' though. You are so right for that. I love Tim's White Hot Chocolate. A good thing to do if you go to Tim's as well, if you're a big fan of their white hot chocolate, you can also order white chocolate and ask them to put like different flavored tea bags in it. I haven't done this in quite a while, but what I used to do, and if you like sweet drinks, this is a very sweet drink. I used to do white hot chocolate, and then depending on the size, I would do either one or two apple cinnamon tea bags in the white hot chocolate. And it created this like really rich, like festive tasting drink. And it was just delicious. Beautiful. There's my little idea sketch. We are supposed to try and get these down quickly, so. Okay, so my next one is I want to have like the meeting with the prince. Dang, it sounds good. It's real tasty. I feel like I never get it anymore, partially because whenever I ask for it, they don't fucking have apple cinnamon tea bags. So I'm like wondering if they've done a thing where they've mysteriously discontinued another product, like they did with my beloved jam-filled Timbits, which they have brought back. Those are back now, and I'm very happy. But yeah, I just went to Tim's one day and they like discontinued my favorite Timbit, and I had no idea about it. It was just gone, and I was so sad. But they brought it back, so I can't complain anymore. Think like what if we had this as like a more action-filled scene? We kind of framed it like as happening in the castle, but we have her like jumping in to defend him. I like that kind of vibe. Let's draw the inside of the castle. They always do be taking away the good stuff. That's so right. They just like they're like, "Oh, this seems to be popular on our menu. Let's get rid of it." And it's like always what gets taken away, but Canadians love to complain about Tim's, but also like can't live without it. So, and I am not so reliant on it anymore, but I do love my Tim's, so can't really complain. I feel like that's really shit perspective, but like, hmm. I was gonna put them like up here, but I don't know if that like actually works for the perspective of it. I don't know. I'm gonna redo that a little bit. It's a very love-hate relationship. I think that's the best way to describe it. I don't know where I want to put them. I think that's like the problem. Ah, I'm struggling a little bit. I'm like spinning the scene around in my brain and I'm trying to figure out what is actually gonna look best. I have a good idea for this one. So we'll work on this one first. So obviously because it's a magical girl story, it can't just be like the evil stepmother. She needs to be like an actual demon. So we're gonna have like a nice little confrontation scene with that. This like creature made out of pure darkness. I don't know, it's hard to make her look like absolutely massive with this like very small little screen I've given myself, but looks like a fucking snowman. Oh no. I guess we do get to work on all of this later. On all these very curled shapes. Looks like a what? A snowman. Are you trying to bring the work thing here, Orin? I'm gonna kill you. Yep. Twice, yeah. I'm gonna get you. Hey Orin, check this out. Check this out. Fuck, wait, how do I do this? You guys are curious about what I just did. I just timed him out. Hee Oh, and I just got a DM that was like, that's just no in all caps for a really long time. That's what you get. You twice me, you get timed out, chat. Mercer, you're no longer the only timeout. Congratulations. I'm not gonna let this last for the full 10 minutes, but we are gonna hold it like this for a few. It was just DM'd. I'm sorry, Muffins. This is like waterboarding. Now, all I've done to myself is that now I have to read two chats. Is this what it's like? Yeah. Okay. You can you can come back. Welcome back, Orin. I'm sorry for timing you out. Let this serve as a warning. What happens to Twicers? I have sender's remorse. You forget I have mod privileges on my own channel. This like big dramatic shadow cast by her. There we go. This looks goofy as fuck, but this is like the vision. It's like all dark and scary. Thank you for the posture check, Oren. I will sit up straight. I appreciate the reminder. I don't appreciate being twiced. And then we have like the little Cinderella down here for scale. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you. You know what I did? You know what I did last week at some point? I forget exactly when I did it. But you know what I did? I wish I could say it won't happen again, but I fear it will. I'm sure it will, but it's okay. I finally set up tits for my VTuber, and I'm so excited about it. By the way, if you're not familiar, tits is the Twitch integrated throwing system, which allows you guys to throw shit at me, and it's very fun. I am launching it now so I can show you, because I'm supposed to be working, but I'm like, it's too fun. I'm getting distracted. Where is it? Where did it go? I thought I launched ya. I was not familiar that it had an acronym. Yeah, it's called TITS. And it's very awesome. And everything that this developer makes has an acronym like that. They also have an integrated color changer that allows Twitch to change the colors of your VTuber model, and it's called Thick, like THICC. tits is funnier, and it's like obligatory. I have to make the I've got tits joke every time I talk about setting it up. Looks like I'm connected. Okay, I can throw stuff at myself. It's not that. This one to hide the overlay? Yeah. This is not what I should be doing right now, but I want to show you because it's really fun. Um, okay, and then I need to allow trans. Very good. And then is it above me? It's above me, and then I should be able to do that. Gotta make it actually fit my VTuber. Okay, and then there you go. Isn't that beautiful, chat? I've been having way too much fun with this thing. I haven't even added my custom items yet. I'm probably gonna do that tonight, but it's sick. And this is oh, thank you for the head pats. Much appreciated. This is what we have the fancy new computer for, is so that you guys can throw a bunch of shit at me and tits and it won't fry my graphics card. So yeah, we have that. I'm gonna have to set up more stuff. Likely it has specific bits ones, so I'll likely set up the bits throw for bits donations. Um, and I have a bunch of custom muffin stuff that you guys can throw at me. I just haven't added it yet. The bike always sends me. The bike is pretty crazy good. Let's see if I can get it to spawn. I like the bear. The bear is funny. Considering adding a lead pipe, but I feel like that might just be too cliche. But it is funny, so we'll see. I am open to requests. Currently my item set for it is I have muffins. I have a bunch of different muffins, and then among the muffins, I have a little muffins plush that can also rarely be sent because this thing has like rare percent chances of things that can be thrown. Like there's item probability, so I'm just gonna set that to a really low probability. Here she is all tiny. I'm gonna draw the castle like kind of to the side here as I slowly start to sort of synthesize what all of this stuff looks together. A brick wall, an entire brick wall. I'd have to try and find a model for that, but that could be really funny. We made that like really tall and pointy. And that's like the castle doors. I guess there's supposed to be like a big staircase out here. Maybe they're on it. Maybe they're at like the top of the stairs. And there's this like big tall gate behind them. Could it be made in Blender? I think so. It does have like 3D model support. Because boy, do I love Blender. I mean, hey, if you want to make an entire brick wall to throw at me in Blender, I will accept. But please do not feel obligated. I do technically know how to use Blender now, but I don't know if I want to learn Blender, or I don't know if I want to like get good and proficient at Blender. It would be so funny. It would be really funny to just have an entire brick wall drop on my head. This program also does have like bonk functionality, like instead of what you call it? Instead of what if I put like a big hole in the wall here? Instead of throwing stuff, you can also like have it bonk you on the head. Um and I just so happen to have a squeaky hammer asset as well. And you can add sound effects and stuff. So I will, in addition to all of the muffins that you can throw at my head, you can also bonk me with a squeaky hammer, which I think is very funny. And we have like some of these really square boxy shapes to kind of contrast. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just getting the ideas down. Throw a plushie, hee hee. I do have a plushie. I have a little tiny muffins plushie that gets mixed in with all of my batch of muffins for throwing, which I'm very excited about. It'll be a rare chance of happening though, so you have to get lucky to see the little plush. I get to be pelted with mini versions of myself. Okay. I'm gonna smudge all of this whenever I try and draw this. What if we did like a close-up for this one? We had her shield's gonna be made of glass, everything's gonna be made of glass. Like little flourishes on the side. Not technically how shields work, but that's gonna be how her shield works. On her upper arm, it's typically on the lower arm. I'm not the best armor designer, but no, it looks dumb up there. Never mind, we are gonna make it work like how shields work. Doesn't make as much sense up there, I don't think. Oh. Don't forget, I shall redeem the DK wrap, even if I have to wait a long time. I am waiting. I am waiting for the day that someone gets enough blueberries to be able to redeem the DK wrap. I mean, technically, I have enough blueberries to redeem the DK wrap, but that's only because I have infinite blueberries. It wouldn't be fair if I redeemed it. I'll try and remember to do more predictions for you guys so that you can earn blueberries for the DK wrap. And it's not going anywhere. That's one of the ones that is not getting gone with when I make the jump for my debut, when I add all the new things and I refresh all of my stuff. That one's staying. Pretty much anything that is a like custom I came up with it redeem is sticking around. It's just the Twitch ones I'm getting rid of. Like the Twitch default ones. My Twitch default ones, like not even the ones that are like, the classic like highlight unlock random emote, whatever else. Just the ones that are like, oh, Twitch suggests you add this one. I got rid of those. That's all. I have 3.2k blueberries out of 1 million. Hey, that's not bad. That's pretty impressive. We'll try and get you more. Gotta get good at doing some channel points gambling. Kind of lost the plot on where her body is. I'm gonna use the oh, they're supposed to just be rough, it's okay excuse so many times for these. Like, I promise that's all you're gonna hear. I do like her. She's looking very lovely. I think one of my favorite stream things is when new viewers find the DK rap redeem. Like, I put it there just to taunt all of you with the possibility. How do I draw men? I did, for context by the way, I did consider gender swapping the prince, making him a princess, because magical girl things are often very gay. But the reason I have not done that yet, and I'm not sure if I will, is just because the prince in the Disney Cinderella movie is so much of a himbo that I'm like, oh, what if my prince was also that? Like the only reason it hasn't been switched yet. Let's give him a little crown. I will redeem it, I promise. Thank you, Destiny. But Chimbo, that is a good consideration, Orin. It could happen. The gender ultimately like doesn't really matter for the scenes I think I'm gonna end up adapting anyway. But like I wanna know, you know? What if I decide that I need to keep working on this afterwards? When I give her these like droopy eyes, they always remind me of Fluttershy in My Little Pony. And they make me so happy. Like the really droopy eyelashes. It's so heat. Oh, thank you. I feel like half the time in my sketches I can't even like tell what's going on. Like sometimes we just end up where we end up, and I said it before, I'll say it again, we're idea sketching. It can be rough. It's supposed to be rough. And then we have like the ooh scary demon magic blast here. Honestly, the scribbliness for the dark evil magic does kind of slap really hard. And we'll have this as like staircase railing behind. And probably I'll put like a big dramatic glass chandelier in the background. The poor guy looks so confused. That is the realness I'm going for there. That would be me for sure if some crazy lady shot a laser beam at my face for no reason. And then back here we have like this big glowing chandelier. I think my biggest struggle right now is like I have like my vibes for the city, but I'm very much like not sure what sort of time period it takes place in. Like how modern is this? How fancy do we go with it, you know? Or like how fantasy of a town is it? All of that kind of stuff. All of that kind of stuff is like just sitting in my mind because I'm like combining very modern elements of Tokyo with a very like just generally historic architecture style of Venice, and it's really weird and they don't really fit together cleanly. So it's difficult. It's looking very fairy tale right now as I sketch it, but I'm like I have to try and think about how to get other elements that I want in there. But for now, I've got 3 of these left to do. Oh, I can't just trace my outlines of my old ones. I was kind of hoping I could do that, but whatever. Let's bring the ruler back out. What time is it? 6:14. How long did I say I was gonna stream for? I can stream for a little while longer. I've only been streaming for like 3.5 hours. That's not that bad. It's not like, that's not even a long stream for me, honestly. A long stream for me is like 5 or 6 hours typically. And I need to go buy a new sketchbook. Or I'll just like scavenge around and see if I have any here that I can use. Because I don't know if I'll have time to buy a new sketchbook before my my Thursday classes. Add time. What if I just threw something at myself? I don't have the channel point redeems up for it yet, and I'm not able to do that at all yet, unfortunately. But believe me, by the time the new VTuber is ready, you will be able to throw stuff at me. I will have connected channel points redeems. It will be lovely. I think my lighting's getting a little bad because the sun's starting to go down, but that's okay. I guess more motivation for me to get this done here. Okay. Those are very messy boxes, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Okay. What am I doing next? I was gonna do On the Way to the Ball. I wanted to kind of do this. I mean, in the Disney movie, it's very flat. I don't know if I want to do it very flat. I have this kind of. She's on the canal. We've got this, like, lovely night scene where she's passing all of these buildings. It's, like, kind of in the alleyway, but we also have these, like, lovely neon signs, these, like, glass adornments hanging around them. Pretty little lanterns and stuff. I like lights. I like things that light up. That make me happy. We have all these signs and these like fancy little glass adornments and stuff. Maybe they're like posters and advertisements for the ball. I like just these like hanging teardrop style glass things. They're so cool, but there are so many glass shapes. I need to just like look at them more. Got this very decorated sort of streetway. And this lovely little canal, which I will emphasize the curliness on. Have that kind of. Boat is not called a canal. The boat is called a gondola. There's a difference between that and like the gondola. The difference is which syllable you emphasize. One is like a one is like a lift up a mountain. The other is a boat. One is called a gondola, I believe. So we have like one of the little like I don't know transformed animal friends in the back rowing the boat for her. Whee. It's not a very good drawing of that, but that's fine. And then I want to do this like little bit on the front to hold a lovely little lantern. This is a nice and chill live stream, but unfortunately I have to go. See you around, Muffins. No problem. Thanks for dropping by, Destiny. It was really nice to see you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time you're on stream. Have a good one. Thanks, you too. Bye. Bye. I don't know if we're going with the like city above the city route, we can have like kind of the glass ceiling up there. I think she'd probably like hold the edge of the gondola for stability, but she's probably like looking up at all the pretty lights. Finally gets like a nice night out of the house, so she's gonna admire her surroundings for sure. We can have this like nice blocky building shape in the front as my little bit of foreground framing. Be like a little corner of an ad here. Or whatever I'm deciding these big like glowy glass panels are gonna be. Just scrape my headphones against the edge of my microphone and it sounded really weird in my ear. Did not appreciate that. There we go. I think that's probably like my most developed setting yet, but that's very nice. I like it. The ball. Next I want to have one with the magical guardian. Kind of a scene where she's like crying in the garden. And the big magical lion who's gonna help her out shows up. And I have this like big curly tree in the front. There's this like beautiful framing piece for this scene. Kind of weeping willow type thing over top of the front here. We kind of have the rest of the garden. I think it'll be like in this sort of walled area. And be pretty fancy and big. I believe this family's like supposed to be somewhat wealthy, right? So. And then they just like force Cinderella to work for them, so. I think we'd like be able to see maybe some big elements of like the castle in the background. Along with just like the general city. Sure, very messy, but other fixtures I want to have in this garden. That's tricky. I'll do like a little more play in the foreground with like the leaves and the vines. But yeah, I'm really not sure about that part. Sure, that'll do. Have I made this too busy? Maybe. We have this like kind of this big lion here. Who I will probably eventually take like kind of a Pokemon design route too as I make him all like star themed and stuff. We'll have him like with wings open kind of showing up. And probably like fly into the scene. I want him to be this like big, imposing figure, but I also don't want him to feel like super dangerous. It's like the same as like watching any sort of Cinderella adaptation. When the fairy godmother shows up, you kind of get like the automatic feeling that she's in good hands. And this lion, I think, should also evoke that kind of feeling. There's going to be very like he may be a big lion, but he's going to be very soft and gentle. Is he's there to help, and you're supposed to kind of automatically get the vibe that he's there to help. Oh yeah, I guess I had the little paths along the way too, didn't I? We'll keep playing with that. And we can have like kind of the shadow of her face. I guess she's not transformed yet, so we'll give her slightly different hair. I don't know how crazy we're gonna go with the transformations here. I mean, like, a lot of magical girls, I feel like they look very similar between their normal and transform forms. We'll let her do like a little gasp in sort of this like profile view. And then that's just all like kind of shadowed out. We can't tell exactly what's going on in her face yet. We just like get the idea that she's like, ooh, what is this? And we can make the lion kind of glow a little bit. Have some coffee. I will say it's not like it's a super long stream for me, but I am definitely kind of running out of energy. I think this is harder work than I typically do on stream, maybe, but. And then I wanted to do like a nice little planning scene at the castle because that's like kind of the big motivation for the ball in Cinderella is that they're trying to get the prince to meet someone, you know. I want to do like a fancy like top down planning scene so I can like really exaggerate the grandiosity of the palace. So I want to have these like great big doors with these like super fancy wire and glass work. I don't know. Twirly and like circular and round and stuff like that. We have this like great hall here. This balcony with like the staircases that just go all the way down and around like this. Look at how fancy, look at how crazy. And then we have like these great big chandelier pieces that go all the way up. Oh, my shapes are disintegrating. You can tell that I'm like, all right, we're done. I'm ready to wrap up here. Just a little more. You can do it, muffins. You have all these like beautiful, decadent glass droplets and all of that. Little railing around the stairs. Then in the middle we see this like teeny tiny little table. At which the king is sitting in his very big chair. And they've got like papers and stuff out, and they're playing things. And then like the other guys that are helping him, they have chairs too, they're just smaller. I know this is for class, but you should do more with it in your free time. I love this. I'm glad. Thank you. Honestly, this might be one of the first school projects that I've had where I'm like, damn, I actually kind of want to work on this in my free time. I think this is sick. So maybe, just maybe, we will continue with this adaptation because I can see it kind of cooking if I work on it enough. I love magical girls. I love fairy tales. I love Cinderella specifically. I can see this being like a ton of fun to work with in the future. I second that. All right, well, maybe when I'm done with all the big VTuber project stuff, we can refocus our attention to the Magical Girl Cinderella adaptation because I think this actually could be really fun to work with. But that is that for today. That is actually all I needed to work on. Um, let me show you guys what we accomplished today. Also because I feel like I need to see what we accomplished today. So we did. Let me zoom out a little. We did our sketches of streets in Tokyo and in Venice. Those actually look kind of fire. I was worried about those, but they look kind of good. Why did my tracking freeze? There we go. I did a little bit of starting to explore shapes and stuff in the streets. I kind of cut that off early because I needed to get other shit done. And then we did some scene explorations. I really like this one. This one looks really good, but they're all like kind of fire. I think I just like her. I think she's just cool. And then these ones. Ta-da! And I keep losing tracking because my webcam is kind of in front of my face right now. Yippee! Hooray! Let me hop back here. Oh, I am inside my desk. Whoops. That was also the wrong button. There we go. Okay. It's 5:30. I should probably go have dinner, but hey, I've done my homework for today. That's pretty good. Didn't even take me as long as I thought it was gonna. I was like prepared to spend a really long time on that, but that's good. We crushed it, chat. I'm so proud of us. Um, I hope you guys got a chance to get some work done as well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything else I have to do today. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Thank you, Toes. Thank you. Oh, now I feel really rewarded. I think I've done a really good job today. Do I have anything else to add? Probably. So on Sunday is the next stream. I might start a little bit later if you guys are chill with that. Oh, it looks like my music has ended again. I don't know when that happened, but it looks like it has. Where can we go back to here? I don't, that's mid-song, but whatever. Like mostly at the start. Uh, just so you guys have something in your ears. Next stream is on Sunday. I believe that we are doing, I say I believe, like I'm not the bitch who sets the schedule. It's Sunday, February 1st. I think we're gonna do more Webkinz character designs / redesigning my magical boys. They're one and the same if you're not familiar. The story basically goes that I have a bunch of Webkinz pets named after my magical boy characters, which is another thing that I'm working on that is magical girl related. Clearly I really like this topic. But they all have Webkinz pets named after them. And because they are all in desperate need of redesign, I'm kind of doing an exercise where I make designs based solely on the Webkinz pets. And then I kind of see how much I like or dislike that compared to the original designs. And we can kind of go from there in workshopping their new designs. Kind of a weird exercise, but it works for me and it's fun for stream, which are like the two most important things in doing that. So they're gonna, it works, it's functional. So I think unless anything comes up, that's what we're doing on Sunday. and I think that will be good fun. Yeah. Debut actually getting pretty close. Debut is one. Ooh, cat. Only one stream left until debut too. And I say that because I am not streaming on the 8th, which is the Sunday the week before my debut. I am taking that week off to get everything set up and all ready for stream. So you guys are gonna see me next Sunday, and then you're gonna have to miss me for like a whole extra week. And then on February 15th, which feels so far away, but I know is gonna come very quickly, I am debuting the new model, and I am so excited. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really fun. I think that's all the important shit I have to go over. Join the Discord if you want to join the Discord. You can find it in the panels below or by typing !Discord in chat. Yippee! Yeah! I'm so fucking excited, chat. I can't get over the fact how good this model looks. We have been closing out streams leading up to the debut by giving a little sneak peek of the new model, and today is going to be no different. I'll show you guys the new model again, just because I worked really hard today and I need an excuse to play with it. So let me set that up real quickly, and then I'll say my goodbyes, and I'll log off and go rest. Go rest our eyes from the screen. Give me a moment here. Let me get it set up. I always say that like you're not going to be able to hear me when I'm setting up my new VTuber. Like I disappear from the screen and just like automatically I'm gone. I disappear into thin air. What outfit should I put on? I'll do that one. Okay. I might be like a little bit close to the screen. Maybe I shrink myself a little bit. And then I must open... Close that, and then I gotta open vBridger. I have vBridger closed because the thing that's supposed to do better face tracking actually like makes the tracking on my current model worse. But my new one is actually set up for vBridger, so I gotta turn it on whenever I go to show the new model off, because then my mouth looks weird without vBridger on this model. Okay, new model. For those of you who have not seen the sneak peeks of it yet, be prepared. It's exciting, I promise. Ah. This is new model, if you have not seen it yet. I still have like I think it's a vBridger tracking issue where it like sometimes if I turn my head too far, it will just randomly think I have my tongue out, which is not something that I do, but I would not trade it for the ability to to stick my tongue out. So it's so smooth, right? It's so good. I am a big fan. It moves so nice. You know, like you've probably all seen the nice live 2D example posing things at this point, but it's just like nothing in comparison to how the model moves when it's like actually being controlled by my face. It's crazy. It makes me so happy. It is so smooth. The mouth tracking is also just so much better. That's in part due to the fact that I did better mouth rigging this time, just in general. Partially because I have vBridger, so it can track stuff like my jaw position and all of that kind of stuff, and like just mouth shapes in general. It has an easier time detecting the mouth form, I guess. But also because I set up a mouth open based on or based partially on frequency and volume for my voice. So it's kind of timing up with what I'm saying into the mic and automatically finding the mouth shape in combination to what my mouth actually looks like, which is really cool. It's a nice feature. One thing that I do have to do is just delay my mic audio in OBS just a little bit. My last model wasn't like complicated enough to really need that, but I think it is noticeable on this one just with how good the mouth tracking is that like my voice is just like slightly off from how the model moves its mouth. So what a lot of VTubers do to fix that is they just like delay their mic input into OBS by like 200 milliseconds, something like that, like just a small little amount, and it delays it just enough that like when I move my mouth, it will actually time up just perfectly, hopefully perfectly, with my voice, so that the tracking looks even better. As if it wasn't already good enough with the new model. It's just making me so happy. I'm really excited to show it off with all the new like overlays, backgrounds, all of that kind of stuff that is actually designed to fit with this model because it kind of looks out of place in this scene. I'm very excited for all of that. It's just been such a fun time designing this thing, and it's so close. It's so close for debut, so I'm very excited to get to that point. But yeah, that is new model. Um, yeah, very fun. I have, I don't know, I'm like, what do I show you guys on it? Because I can do lots of stuff. I did put out like a little teaser on TikTok and YouTube Shorts recently of like all the toggles and stuff that model has. So the glasses actually look really fire with this outfit. I don't think I've tested them with this outfit before, but they kind of look good. I'm kind of into that. That looks awesome. Uh, anyway, that's kind of where we're at with it. I am just excited to debut it, man. It's been a long wait for me at this point. And like we're up and running. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. But I am glad that I've taken my time with it because oh, I forgot that those turn off after a little bit because they're a Twitch chat toggle. You guys can turn them on and off with channel points eventually. But yeah, I'm glad that I've taken my time with it because I think it shows in just like how much better quality this model is. It's just I feel like a real VTuber. It makes me very happy. Yeah, so that's our model teaser for the day. I won't keep it on stream for too long because it is supposed to be like a surprise for the debut. But like, let me do this without the OBS overlay on. There we go. Okay. Um, it's not a secret what this model looks like, so I definitely don't like mind showing it off. Um, okay. All right, and we're back to normal. I have slightly weird mouth tracking because vBridger is on and it kind of messes with it. But yeah, that is that. That is stream for today. So Sunday will be my last stream before I debut. Again, still crazy for me to say that. That feels so weird. Um, But if you want to come, we are doing more character design, and I probably won't play much Webkins, but we are doing Webkins-based character design, so it'll be fun. I am thinking, why is this still up? Let me close that. I am thinking that I will probably start a little bit later, so stay posted on the stream schedule. I might play around with changing start time just a little bit, just to see how I like that, see if I find I have more energy at all with that time of day. I will probably be there to look. Ooh, how exciting. Very much looking forward to it. Yeah, okay. I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go have some food. I hope you guys all have a great day. I hope you got lots of work done. I hope you had fun. And I will see you all on Sunday. So have a great week until then. Okay, bye everyone!